All right, I'll call this meeting to order and we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Madam Secretary, will you please do the roll call?
Furman.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Gordon.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Thoreau.
Present.
We're gambling is here. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. All right, Lisa Thomas from Arkansas Wild. I talked to her a little bit ago and she was on her way. She's driving up from Little Rock, so she said she shouldn't be too late. So we'll move past her for now. And Mr. Ritchie, if you want to go ahead and come forward for your ATV event.
Yes, spring roll set for next month on the 18th, Saturday. I haven't had anybody else saying negative things about it. And the mayor here is going to get some stakes for the signs, and Bruce has made the signs.
Well, they're arrows.
Well, whatever it is. The big next thing would be the advertising part. If we get the flyers made up, we're trying to have something to show that we just didn't get made up. So we're going to have somebody the day of the ride to fill out registration, people's names and stuff, and take the money. And I don't know if you know anything else. I think we need to be doing that, because I think
Well, just getting short on advertising.
Yeah.
Get the word out.
yeah. I mean, word of mouth has talked to a lot of people. And I was telling a guy on the ridge last Wednesday, and he said that, I told him, I said, if you got a 4-seater side by side and you bring 4 people, it's just $25. A lot of places charge for each person, this is not. And he said, so if I come up there and spend $25, then I have we're doing the $100 draw on the tickets. And we're doing 4 $25 draws. He said, so I've got 5 chances to get my money back and a meal. I said, yeah, that's the way it's going to work. You know, and then there may be some other businesses that want to donate some giveaway item or something like that. So, right now, he's still kind of in that promotional category, but everything else is pretty well set.
Okay. So what are you looking for advertising, or are you putting it into radio or newspaper? Or?
Well, I really don't know. I've done both when I had my auction. I've done real good off of the newspaper. I've done fair off the radio ad, but I usually only done that like on Christmas and stuff like that, the bigger things. But one radio ad maybe the week before might not hurt to run it 2 or 3 times there on the weekend, something like that. I don't know if they'll do. They should do a special deal like that for Friday night, Saturday, maybe even Sunday, because there's a lot of ATVs in Riverbend. There's a lot. Well, that one guy's coming from Moore Ridge. He said, "Must know something happens." That's a pretty good pull for Moore Ridge. You know, so I think we can draw a lot of people in here. I'm hoping we can get around 100. I think we ought to have 100 pretty fair.
On your advertising in the newspapers, what one are you kind of thinking, the Chronicle and the Village? Would you use like the Horse Trader that gets West Plains?
I will probably take some stuff to West Plains, and there's a couple of service stations that I used to go to quite a bit up there that will still
We
be.
got Fair and all
Right,
that,
right.
Batesville and surrounding.
And the closer we get to West Plains, it might pull some of the guys that go to the Cloud 9 up there in Missouri all the time. There's one lady at one of the banks out here that they go up there all the time, and she said if they don't have anything planned, they just start coming around. And you know, I told her, I said, it's just all road running. There's no gullies, no ditches, no trails. It's just all road. First one this has even been tried in this area, you know, to this size.
You have a map of where it's going to take place?
I sure do. I highlighted it because I went and wrote it and redone it.
You have mileage, is it like 20 miles?
It's about 35 miles.
35 miles.
And we'll come from Lowburg down and around. Now this is pavement, and then come back around and come right back up the river road. I was looking at just making that one loop, but it wasn't about 15 miles, and there's a lot of people, it's probably not gonna wanna spend $25 for a 15-mile ride, you know. When, the little group that I ride with go out, sometimes we run over 50, but most times it's around 30 to 40. That right there took me just a little over 2 hours just to make the ride. But when you get a group that size,
It could be 2 to 3 hours.
yeah, you're probably looking at the time we stop down on the river, down there where we're gonna have the dinner, it may be 4 hours by the time we get back down here to Loveworth Park. I just hope there's enough parking spaces. Mayor, you think we need somebody to come help parking? You start getting truck trailers,
The park's plenty big.
yeah, it's pretty sizable. Yeah.
How many people do you have helping you? Or are you doing this all by yourself?
Right now, me, myself, and I, all three of us.
So this is not a fundraiser for our
This
organization?
is a
or-
fundraiser for the bathhouse going into Loveworth down here.
Bathroom.
Bathroom.
Yeah, the bathroom. Down in Loveworth at the playground.
Yes, I
Yeah, we don't want a
Yeah.
bathhouse.
Yeah, that's where we decided, since the fire department had kind of come up with, the money that they came up with, well, this is the next best option right here.
Did anybody else have any questions for him? Is there a certain dollar amount that you're looking for? Or you want to come back to us a little later once you're getting your advertising going?
Well, I don't know if it did. I really think I haven't got it, but I haven't been advertising in a long time as far as,
But they can get, well,
yeah,
we'll have to get some figures.
right. Like I said, I was hoping to have,
Well, we won't meet next month before that.
Probably not.
So it's
What
not
is your date you're planning for this?
May 18th.
The
18th.
15th?
18th.
18th.
Yeah, to be after the breakfast, you had pancake breakfast over here at the fire department at an auction. And probably start trying to sign people up around 11 o'clock and take off about 1. So we might try to add both of those advertisements together. I don't know.
$200 to $500, something like that, something like that.
Yeah, that's probably
What
pretty
it
cool.
calls.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion.
And like I say, if we get 100 riders, that's $2,500.
Have you done these before?
I have never set up one before, but I went on a few.
This is your first. So how do you contact these riders to come and participate?
Well, I've got 8 ATVs myself right now,
8.
of my own, and just groups that I've rode with and people that I know all around that has them.
There's clubs like at Forest City and Play. Are you contacting all these clubs yourself?
I've contacted 2 of them, and 2 of the people out of Cloud 9 I talked to. But at the time, we didn't really have a date set, you know, to be really solid on it. We did tell them the 18th is what we're looking at. And they said, just let them know.
This money that they're paying to get in includes food?
Yes.
Will there be food sold to the people with them, or everybody comes with them each free?
Everybody thought that. I think everybody's gonna,
You know, pay for out of the entry fee.
yeah.
Just lunch.
So it's like catered in.
Right, yeah,
They have to be catered in.
And we talked to Bobby up here at the barbecue house, and we haven't come up with a number on that yet, but he told me that one of the guys that I already talked to about it, he said that he could definitely beat his price. And somebody from the city will probably just bring it down to the area there on the river where it can be stopped.
Steve, if you check with the radio station, if you combine it with the function at the fire department, they might run ads free for you
For events, yeah.
for that event.
That's kind of what we were trying to think about. She's why I'm here.
If you have 100 people, the $2,500 figure, what are you figuring on food cost of that $2,500?
That'll probably be $500-600.
$5 a plate.
Yeah, it's about 4 or something. If 100 people, 150 show up, anyway, we're looking at over 3,700, 3,750, something like that. So it's,
Bruce, go ahead.
I make a motion that we contribute $350 for his advertising cost.
Second.
Any discussion?
Wait a minute.
We don't have any figures on what advertising cost is.
you know,
We could say up to.
May not be.
Up to.
Up to 350.
Up to 350?
unless you want to wait, let me get all the radio deal. and-
Yeah, but we don't meet.
Well, it's true, it's right. You don't mean.
It's now or never.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Bruce, your motion then is that you want to contribute up to $350 toward the ATV ride,
Advertising cost.
advertising cost. All right, and Mark
Correct.
Gordon has seconded that.
No,
Wilson.
No, Charles.
Oh, Charles did? All right, thank you.
This is still on the speakers, right? We can't do your motions now.
You don't want.
They can do it anytime they want.
I don't want the money right now until we get some kind of.
Yeah, let's set aside the money, not contribute, but set aside
Set aside.
for it. Isn't that what you said? Set aside $350
Yeah.
Set aside.
for advertising costs.
So you want to set aside a contribution of,
No, just set aside up to $350 for advertising.
Well, I'll get with the mayor and then see if we can get both of these deals combined.
Okay.
And then just go up there, if that works, then we'll just have them do it, bring in a bill.
Set
That
aside.
works.
All
That
in
way I
fa-
won't have the money and you can just pay it might be cheaper than.
Okay. Any other discussion or questions to ask him? All right, all in favor
Aye.
no, it's called voice call.
of voice call?
Voice vote.
Good.
All right, go ahead and do the voice count.
Prue,
Yes?
Wilson,
Yes,
Gordon,
yes.
Smith,
Yes.
and Gamblin. No,
Did you?
I didn't say nothing yet, but yeah.
the motion carried.
Thorough yes.
And you said no?
I said no.
Okay. Motion carried.
Motion carried.
I've got one more question. I have a couple of people that want to know about advertising for their company. Cox Implement up here in Highland said they might like to put like a side-by-side and maybe a lawnmower. Nobody will be riding around with this building trailer. And then I have a mowing crew. They want to know if they would, the city or whoever's doing this would charge them for the advertising.
I think that's between you and
Me and them.
them.
Yeah, okay. So I know I've had those two, and Scott up there, Cox, is probably, he's pretty well saying they're going to bring something in.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for your time.
Okay, no problem.
All right,
Thank
next
you.
we have Ms. Lisa Thomas. She's here from Little Rock with Arkansas Wild. And I emailed you guys information. I hope you guys were able to get it and open it and kind of go through it. She has additional information that I didn't even have, but we'll give her the floor.
Okay. Lisa Thomas, I'm with Arkansas Times Publishing Group, and I do several magazines. I'm here to talk to you all about Arkansas Wild today. Arkansas Wild is it's very near and dear to my heart. We're all about hunting and fishing and hiking and biking and canoeing and kayaking and anything outside the state of Arkansas, we're writing about it. That's not a sport. We have done some RVing, but stories, but we haven't recently. Is that what you like to do? Oh, well, it's part of it. So anyway, we're known for, we're a statewide magazine. We print 30,000 copies and it's distributed statewide. It's free. We also have a digital issue as well. And we're at all around the state. We partner with Arkansas Parks and Tourism, so we're at the state parks, the visitor centers. We're at partner with Game and Fish. We're at a lot of the grocery stores, and we're a lot of outdoor places around the state. And we're the only free magazine in the Bass Pro Shop in Little Rock, and we're at their exit door, which is pretty big. Anyway, so kind of what we're known for is our storytelling. We're trying to get people to get out and enjoy different things going on in the state and find cool places to go and have fun adventures. So we're known for our storytelling and our photography. And then what we found out from Parks and Tourism is that 48.5% of the tourists are from the state, they're Arkansans. And which is fabulous for all of us because a tank of gas can get you almost anywhere in the States. So you can go more often, you can stay longer, and do a lot of cool things. So anyway, that's kind of my spiel. Do you all, I put together a proposal for you. Let's pass those out.
Is this a weekly publication or?
6 times a year.
Yeah, we do
Six
one
times a
every other month. You're welcome. A little bit, just so that you can kind of see the magazine and the quality. Quite a few copies. But they're fun. Each one is original. You'll be amazed. People go, oh, I didn't even know that was in my own backyard. But the magazine is high quality.
6 times a year.
6 times a year.
Okay, cool.
But you can see, like, it's something that you'll want to pick up and read and, share. And you see it in a lot of nice places. This is another one that we do, Bike Arkansas. Now y'all don't have bike trails here, really, do you?
Yeah, we do. Down at Little Bear Park, there's a bike.
Yeah, but it's not like a major trail.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
not like Little Rock or
Yeah.
Jonesboro.
and you might want to think about this as something y'all might want to consider. The Waltons have been real involved in helping get a lot of bike trails put in around the state.
For grants and stuff. Cool.
So, take one with you and read it if you're interested. This is our last one that we did, and we have the governor. We interviewed with him in this one, but like I said, the stories are nice and the photography is really pretty.
Does the Arkansas Fish and Game or Conservation, do they advertise in this, or do they kind of sponsor? Or?
They do. Our next issue that we have that we'll have going out is our Arkansas Game and Fish kind of issue, our conservation issue. We'll do the May issue, and it's all about water and fishing and fun places to go.
We
And
have that here.
exactly. My son is one of the people that raves about you all the time. I think he's did 4 float trips here last year and 5 the year before.
Nice start. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, if you want any magazines, I don't know if y'all want me to leave these.
Can you tell us about kind of like what you had told me, how you guys are fixing to do your big summer push for this?
I say it's summer. We're calling it our May issue because it's basically kicking off summer, talking about fun adventures around the state that you can go on, and it's talking about fun water places. I think there's 11 pages, and I don't normally get to see the book before it goes out because I'm in sales. That's someone else's department. But I saw like 11 pages on fishing, the 2019 fishing guide, where it has like fishing stuff, and I didn't get to read it or anything like that. But I sort of saw it on the printer, and I was like, oh, that's good. And I started kind of counting, and it's like, 11 pages. That's pretty awesome. So,
Who does the artwork if we decided to do that?
we can do it. I went ahead and just, you'll laugh, I went ahead and put together an ad for y'all, and we can do anything you want. I didn't have any pictures, and the things that I pulled offline were not high res, so I started calling around trying to find pictures, and this is all last minute from starting Good Friday. And there was a local girl that did this magazine, Lucy, I can't read her last name.
I don't know about
Barrett. But we can do anything you want, and obviously we don't have a high res logo on this one either. And I got that from Ozark Gateway, so they just sent that to me.
What is geocaching?
Geocaching is like where you go around to different spots and on an app, and out hidden in different places is what like ammo boxes with like a little list.
It's not
and
noodling
You
with
put that
chat.
you were there and stuff.
No, we have done a noodling story though.
Okay,
It's fun.
it's an app. I don't know.
If we did something like this, could you get us, a story in the publication from someone local? I mean, could you get us something like that? Or
That's cool.
we've got artisans and cooks and everybody else. What would it take for us to get in it if we're gonna buy into it?
Well, this is kind of what we do. We're writing all the time. I don't get to choose stories or any of that kind of stuff. I'm always telling them about places that I've been to and people I've talked to, and it's not a pay to play magazine. So you don't have to, you don't have to buy an ad. We're writing about you, and if I had time to go back through some of the magazines, I could probably bring in stuff and show you what we've already done in your area, because you'd probably be a little shocked.
I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
But
No,
you could
we're-
have ghostwriters from this area send an article to the company, and then they could review it, or do you have your own writers that do this?
We have our own writers, and we also will also take things that people have sent to us. Funny story about Arkansas, P.E.G, Arkansas is there's a lawyer in Little Rock, and he every time I would see him, he's like, I've got a story I want to tell. And I'm like, okay, and he said, I want y'all to, he goes, I think it's gonna be something good for y'all to write about. And he goes, and I said, okay. And he told me the story, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. It was like how he used to snow ski, and how he got the thrill of skiing, and how he, couldn't do that in the state, and he started riding bikes, and then fell in love with that. And he's gotten tons of people into riding, and kids, he's wanting to get kids involved in riding bikes, and they're, getting all these programs set up in schools and stuff. Well, anyway, he finally wrote the article and sent it to me, and we ended up using it, and it was fabulous. I just bring that to you sometime or send that to y'all, but anyway.
Now, you said that your deadline for the summer,
The summer,
Which
the
is pretty
issue that we're working on
coming up.
right now, the May issue, we are going to press on Thursday. We can get y'all, we can get you in, we can design your ad. Oh, are you,
By Thursday? This Thursday?
we do it all the time. We have a
This
whole,
today, Monday?
we have a whole graphic artist team. I mean, that's not a big deal at all.
can you tell me about the difference between, so like if we were to just do this one time in, say, that May issue, am I looking at it right that it's 2,000?
A full page would be 2,000 if you just want to do that one issue.
Just the one time.
So that's a special rate that I'm offering you. It's not a contract rate. So you wouldn't be under a contract or anything. Or if you did a half page, 1,200, or a third page, 775. With the packages that I've given y'all, and you could do this if you wanted to. I encourage you to do more ads, and I'll tell you why. It's kind of like it's putting your name out there and reminding people what you do and where you are. You have to everybody's busy. You have to constantly remind them. But if you wanted to do the one issue and not do a contract and agree to do that, if maybe by next month's meeting you decided you wanted to do more, then we could go ahead and include your social media for free and do that kind of stuff for you. And I've got two different options for advertising. Full page, $1,700 per issue, and so it'd be approximately $10,200 for all the issues. And then you would get $6,000 in social media for free. We would do 4 posts a month in social media. And if y'all are having an event, we could use that as one of your posts. Or if there's something y'all are wanting to promote in particular, or if you have something that you want us to repost, we're happy to do that. Our magazine also is digital as well, so we have a digital issue online.
Did anybody else have any other questions for her?
Thank you.
Do we want to enter?
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you.
You're welcome. And I did talk to Kathy Drew, who is with Ozark Gateway, and sometimes, do y'all know Kathy Drew?
With Ozark Gateway,
Yeah.
yes.
That's how you have black and white, which I'll have color copies. Kathy Drew is with Ozark Gateway, and she's your regional tourism, so she does the tourism for the state of Arkansas, and you're in her region, okay? And sometimes she'll have some extra money, and she'll use some of her money to help pay for your ad, and she gets reimbursement from the state. She doesn't have any money, I checked, she doesn't have any money right now for this one, but she might have some coming up a little bit later on. And she'd be happy to, and I don't know how much of that she would be able to do, but I can talk to her after, maybe tomorrow or something.
Okay.
But they usually, the way the state gets their money is the regional tourists get their money. Generally, they find out how much they're getting for the next year, which starts July 1, but they don't find out till about the middle of July. So, and they find out how much money they're getting for the year. And basically what happens is they can spend so much money, it has to be done a certain way, and it has to have their little line at the bottom saying it's, part of it was paid for by Ozark Gateway. Sorry I talked too much.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody need extra copies that are colored? Because there's so much more fun to read when they're colored.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do you need anything with $20? No? And is this magazines, I've got more, is this enough? You want more, or do you want me not to leave these? Or
Everybody
that'd
in
be
the
fine.
audience can have something.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are there any motions that want to give forward to either table it or to consider it?
I would
We might ought to
say,
consider this at a later date.
yeah, table until,
Hey,
the
check
only question I
budget.
would have
Our budget right now
is 8,000.
is 8,000, but we've
8,000,
used a little bit for
Right,
the regional one and stuff, so without the financial center, I'm not sure.
right. I've got one question, maybe
Sure.
Frida can answer it, is, have we in the past, put ads in magazines
Oh, yes,
similar to
there's-
this before?
Yes, there's a
right?
variety of magazines that we have advertised in the past.
Okay, we have done that in the past.
Yes, we have, and we have considered Arkansas Wild in the past. I think that, when is the deadline? Thursday?
Yeah.
For this issue,
For-
we're going to the printer on Thursday.
Okay.
So if you want to be in it, I can get you in it. I can get your ad designed. I can do any of that stuff.
But when would the next deadline fall?
The next deadline would be in June because it would be for the July issue.
I think we might want to think about this and possibly come back in June.
Okay.
And their rates are
Give it some more
somewhat
thought
comparable
about
to
this.
what we did.
It's a nice magazine. I really like the magazine.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It is. It's really a good magazine.
It's just real close to my heart, and like I said, I work with a lot of the regional tourism groups around the state. I work with a lot of the resort owners, a lot of the outfitters, bike shops. I work with all these people, and it's so much fun getting to find out cool things about your area. And I definitely welcome you to, and I'll get y'all some cards.
Well, my thinking of waiting too might possibly be to co-op with Ozark Gateway and maybe run a larger ad or for a longer period of time. But we'd have to talk with them and see what they think about it. So why don't we guys table this until
Next meeting,
could we do that?
And I don't know if Ozark Gateway will have their money by the next
I
meeting.
know, that's the thing, we don't know either.
Yeah.
And just so you know, this one was the one she was gonna push for, summer's in a month.
Right.
So she was trying to get that, and this is their one where they're adventure and getting out, so just
I understand.
so you understand that, yeah.
Yeah, and kind of what I did on this proposal is that you'll see on this first page, it's talking about what this issue's about, and then the next paragraph is July. It's talking about So each one of these kind of tell you about the issues and kind of what they're about.
Kind of what they focus on.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that's
But we really, honestly, Arkansas Wild is, there's not really anybody that really does what we do. We're not writing about women's clothing. We're not talking about, malls. We're talking about, getting out and finding something that you love and do it as often as you can do it. And take your family and your friends and,
The distribution is basically strictly through Arkansas. It doesn't go to other states.
Right, no, it doesn't go to any other states. We do have a digital issue that, so people can still read it, if, if they're out of state, but 48.5% of the tourists are Arkansans, so. And like a lot of the other guides, we're, we just, every single magazine, if you take one home and read them, I promise, the stories are easy to read, they're short, but they're inspirational and I think you'll like it. So anyway, but you've got my number and.
Yes, thank you very much.
And I appreciate y'all letting me come and talk to you.
So am I entertaining a motion to table or we'll need one to table the next meeting?
We're a summertime tourist area.
Well, we are.
And if we were gonna look at it, the only ones that would actually, benefit Hardy would be March, May, and July. And July's cutting it because the kids are going back to school. There's no tourism here in the winter, and people don't want people coming here to hunt in the winter, actually. Now, they'd like them here eating and fishing and enjoying that.
Well, a lot of the resorts that I work with, they kind of like a lot of my people that are even doing bike. They're lake kind of resorts. They have like water attractions, which is kind of what I think is the big thing here. But don't y'all have good trout fishing here as well?
Mammoth does.
Yes.
That's so close.
Well, they do get down here this way.
That's so
Not very
close, isn't it? But anyway, a lot of them have decided that they want to bring people in the off season because they've got rooms available and places to eat and still need to pay their employees, and so they're trying to get them out at different times of the year to even enjoy their area. Anyway, that's you can call me on my cell.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. I
Thank you,
appreciate
ma'am.
y'all letting me come and
Yes,
talk to you.
thank you so much.
Okay.
So would we like to table this to the next meeting, or are we going to move forward on anything with it? Because she does have a half page too, if we want to just shoot for the May, it's 1,200. We budget 8,000 and we've used some of it already for the regional ad. So I don't know if we've done anything.
Half page, what's a quarter page? I don't know.
Quarter is third page is 775.
That wouldn't be too bad.
If
Per.
you get it 6.
No, this is one issue. If you're just in the May
Just
one,
the-
that's the amount.
Or special, that's a special deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that
So would we
would
wanna
be
try it one
reasonable.
time?
Then
Be
if you're
$9.50
saying
the
that it's summer stuff.
And we haven't pushed anything in Hardy yet this year.
I would love people to come here in the winter, but I don't think, I'm familiar, and I love the food one. They've got two really nice ones. I see them in all the food stores, feed stores, but see it in the winter months, it's not gonna pull people here. It's
Right,
not
but so is it
advertised
worth it to
for
do one time in May?
I would think about the one time in May, because July is almost too late.
So does anyone want to entertain?
Y'all know the season.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't want to dump all of our money into one event.
Well, to discuss it, let's get a motion on the table then. I would entertain a motion to do something before it's on.
What is the one,
Jeff?
I make a motion just to have a brief discussion on, especially considering Riverview Falls, we stay open year round. So we could actually utilize it. It would help us out.
So is your motion to move forward with full page, half page, third page,
Third,
third page?
I'll second that.
Okay, do we have any discussion?
let's look at a third page.
You may want to listen to this.
Can you show us what a third page is?
The third page
has a
Is
sample.
that this size?
What?
Here's your samples right there, and she'll show you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, can you get something like that?
So here's your third page.
This one's a page.
This shows you the very.
Yeah.
You could do something like
And
this,
even
I
if-
think.
This is the third page.
That's not bad.
If we could get a
That'd be
third
pretty
page
blue.
in this month,
Yes.
I would go for that,
Okay, she says she can.
but
But for geocaching, I just don't.
Were you guys okay with,
people do
Yeah,
that.
third, or
were you guys okay with it looking like this? Because this is what she's kind of started with. and
Well,
then-
unless you can come up with a better idea.
Well, what I wanted to do, because I had someone designing this morning, like before I had breakfast, really. I want to clean this up a tiny bit more, and I want, you can't read that so well, and some of these words are
Yeah,
overlapping. I want
you're right.
to clean this up and change that a little bit,
Take
and
the sparkles off the corner
yeah, to where that's
so
you can
see
read
it.
that,
Make
yes.
that all blue.
And then put your, you know, a good high-res logo on there.
Or a little bit bigger, something like a sunset or sunrise. Yeah.
If you have different pictures, but I had like really worked to get it. But there is a really cool kayak picture that y'all used in your, in Ozark Gateway, your ad. Do you have that ad, or do you know
I don't
what I'm
have it
talking
with me, sorry.
It's a kayak
But, yeah, I know what you
picture
mean.
on the water, and it's pretty neat too. I don't know if you would want me to put it.
It'd be nice to get a
That kind of
picture from
depicts
our
the
own
lake,
area.
Yeah.
and not the river, but
If we had a photo that's actually from our area, would be,
with the
I don't know
falls.
where that's at.
With the
You
falls
know
or
where
something,
it's at,
that'd be
I'm
great.
Is that Cherokee?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, that's so-and-so.
Thunderbird, that's Thunderbird.
Yeah, this quick though, we probably had,
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, though, this is going to be a lot smaller
Right.
because you're going to have
Yeah.
room for your copy and everything. So
You condense that down.
yes, it's going to look a little bit different. But I think the big thing is you're wanting people to look and see this is a fun thing to do.
Right.
You come here, see your logo, and see the fun things to do.
yeah.
Now, is there a contact? Okay, you got Visit Hardy, that's our contact. Yeah.
Okay. So we have a motion on the table.
a third of the page, one time, is $950.
No,
I thought
$775.
775.
It's on this sheet here. She gave us some special rate.
Oh, all right, I didn't look at that, all right,
But we don't have that much
$775.
money, and maybe in the future. You have it
Yeah.
right there? I don't know if I can, yeah,
Yes.
is that special today?
Yeah.
Any other discussion? And you'll,
$400 more, you could have a half page.
Yeah, well, that's $400. But we can see, we can take that $400 the following month and have some more time to
I'm
figure
good
it
with
out.
that. I just like to give you the options and
Right.
help you think it through.
yeah.
775, isn't it?
Sure is. Right here.
Do you want a voice vote?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
What I would like, if y'all have time tonight or in the morning, is to look at this copy, and if you don't like something, mark it off, you know, or if you want to add something, just write it on there. Take a picture with your phone and send it to me, and that way I can.
Well, get it to me and
Yeah,
then
just send it to
we'll.
her.
You just do it.
But let's try to get this done by, before noon if we can, because then I'm gonna get my people to lay it out and send it to you corrected. And do all y'all have to sign off on it then, or just you?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Look at
I'll
that.
forward it
Yeah.
and, I mean, if it looks like this, I think we have approval pretty much.
So you want
for
a
the way it
picture and
looks.
then put the text on it over it, but there's nobody canoeing there.
I don't have that,
We don't
Yeah.
have
but that's the falls.
that.
My son probably does, but I don't have time to find it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have it'd be nice to have a whole bunch of canoeists.
Ms. Gamblin, do you
Next
want to
time.
do a voice vote, please? Okay. All in favor?
What was the motion?
The motion is to do a
Third.
one-time third page for the May issue of $775.
Okay.
Okay? All in favor?
I,
Any nays?
Motion carried.
Motion carried. Okay. All right, so
I think the blue is,
it's our trademark.
blue is good.
It's our trademark.
I liked it too.
And
It
if
just
that is
pops.
out of the village, we can still use that.
It just kind of pops
Nobody's
off
gonna
the
know what
page.
That's right. It looks like Thunderbird to me.
All right, thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you all.
What's down there about
Yes.
these lines?
Have a safe trip home.
Thank you. Never seen so many police in my life.
Speed on.
And none of them had the radar on.
Take it slow.
All right, so now we're going to move on to the approval of our minutes, March 25th, March 28th, and April 4th. Madam Secretary, you want to move on that?
Yeah, we got 3 sets of minutes, guys. Need a bigger table. Okay, the first one that we need to look at is March the 25th. That was the first meeting. And y'all got this this was emailed to you. Did y'all read it and go over it?
We just got it tonight, basically. Most of us did.
Well, I sent them, I gave them to you,
Right,
Charles had
I've got
his.
the, yeah, I have some corrections if we wanted,
Okay, that's what we're
Yeah,
asking on
yeah.
the 25th.
yes,
Minutes 25th. Okay, what are they?
okay. Where it says, and it happens many times, where it says, say for instance, second Commissioner Wilson. I think it all should read, and it happens 11 times, it should be seconded by Commissioner whoever, Wilson or Thoreau or whoever.
In other words, you want the word commissioner to follow, to precede the,
No, I want it seconded with the ED by,
oh, you want seconded.
yes.
Okay, sorry about the spelling, you guys, correct that.
Well, it's, yeah. But that happens 11 times.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. And to be consistent, we should have that, 11 times, but whoever is the commissioner that's either by the second or presenting the thing should be, sometimes you have commissioner and sometimes you don't.
And
It
you'd
should
like
be
commissioner each time?
Yeah, it
All
should
right, I
be
will see to
consistent.
that.
It should be, and I don't know how many times that happens, but it happens a lot. The last page, I'll come back to some others, but on the last page, I think there's a misspelling that you had chair and you had a J in there. Did you catch that spelling? Where it says, in the middle of that top paragraph.
Oh, chair is misspelled,
Yeah.
yes, guys, there's a typo there.
Yeah. So catch that.
Okay,
And then you had some pencils in of who that is, so that will be taken care of.
And then the last one, you've got Commissioner Wilson will call Fidelity, and then you striked it and then put Prue, it
Yeah.
should be Wilson.
Yeah. Whoever you got, I mean, it should be on there.
Commissioner Wilson, you had it
well, I
right the first
had
time.
You had it right the
I was-
first time,
I was
and-
giving it as a correction. Okay, so it should have been Wilson. Okay, change that one.
Yeah. All right, and then on the second page,
Anybody else on that first one? No?
Okay, is that all on the 25th?
no,
All right.
no,
Oh,
I have
one
more.
more.
Yes.
Second page,
Second page, I think it's messed up quite a bit, so I rewrote it. Because I messed it up here. But basically where it says something about motion by, where was it? Yeah. Motion by Commissioner
Motion by
Gamble.
Commissioner Gamble to table discussion of proposed drawing until a later date to bring the drawing done by previous mayor to the table. Okay, so I did not say proposed pocket park. All right, and then possibly allowing for other concepts to be submitted to the commission should be added to that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I
And it
think
was
so.
seconded by alderman, commission.
Well, cross the alderman, yeah,
I'm
that's too
sorry,
much.
but you're either, you're commissioner.
Don't bring me
here.
into it.
No. I put that in, but I strike, I mean, I guess,
All right, this was motioned by me and seconded.
yeah.
All right, I'll put this in this way.
I mean, I tried to put it on this, and it just didn't work, so I rewrote it that way.
All
Now,
right.
here's
Is there anything else?
well, there is. Just for the clarification of this, to make it read
What
right,
page you on now?
I'm just saying,
Oh, okay.
help you in clarification, and people that would read this after, you know. But if we go on, and the way it's set up, you go motion and think, we probably should have a space or like a paragraph, so it kind of breaks it up and not a continuous run. Do you see
All
what I
right,
understand?
I can give you a space between paragraphs.
Yeah, it would probably help. Excuse me. I think, okay. Okay, second paragraph, second page, bottom paragraph. Second page, bottom paragraph. The second line where it says, motion by Commissioner Thoreau to table, it should probably read, then decision, table decision to next month. Does that read clearer? I don't know what I'm tabling to next month, but I think the decision, for I guess whatever those from the letter is to next month. Do you understand?
Run that by me again?
Do you see where it is? It's the bottom paragraph, second page,
All right.
and where I say, where you have motion by Commissioner Thoreau to table to next month.
Okay, so
It
what
should-
do you want?
To table decision.
Decision?
Yes, one word, decision, to next month. We haven't decided, so I don't know what we were tabling to next month. It may be nitpicky, but if we're going to have minutes, we should be concise and, you know,
All right. anything
continue,
else?
you know, to have everything so it's all.
I think we all understand the minutes. I understand your grammatical.
Right, and I do that to
things,
great
but
best.
here's the
you know
thing, it's
that.
that 30 minutes spent on this is
Well, maybe we
just
should
beating
table
a
it till
horse.
next month then.
Thanks.
I mean, I would like for it to,
Perfect.
these are, you know, it's
Do you
not
have
worth
any
30
other
minutes. so-
No,
that are major?
No.
No? Okay, so do we have a motion on the table to approve the minutes?
Wait a minute,
Change?
maybe. Okay, I told you it was kind of messed up. Okay, second page, still in the middle. Whereas, let's see. Are we talking about the file cabinet there? Motion by Commissioner Desai to donate one file cabinet to Raven Springs, and if there's a need for more, it shall be considered by, okay, where we should add, by the commissioners. You don't have that in.
This is correct, and this was what was said.
Well, I don't know, was it? That's what I put in there. I think it was decided that the intent is if we give them one
We
cabinet. then-
agreed to donate one file cabinet to Raven Springs.
Correct.
If there is need for more, it shall be considered.
By who?
By the commission.
Right, that's what I said, by the commissioners. That should be in there.
You just want
It's
this.
probably assumed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
assumed?
Well, we are the commission, so it would be
We
considered
are the
by, it would be
commission.
considered by
Who else do you
us.
think would consider it?
Okay, well, all right.
Did we give her more than one?
And then seconded by Charles Wilson, blah, 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 and then Commissioner Dissy, and I thought I was supposed to be on there, and Commissioner Thurl would follow up on this. That's what I thought that was said and stated, but you didn't hear that?
If you want it, I'll stick it on there.
Well,
This-
it's not,
this is-
I'm saying, if we're going to do this, we better do it right.
We are
Somewhat.
doing it right, Bruce.
Okay.
We haven't had any problems with these.
Well, you haven't had any problems.
Well,
So do we have a motion to approve this as it is,
As corrected.
as corrected? All right.
Do we want-
So March 28th, April 4th, and March 25th, I should have said.
No, it's just this one particular one here. We're not done on the other two yet.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve the March 25th, 2019 minutes as corrected by Commissioner.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Nay,
Okay,
because
motion
I would
carried.
want proof that it's been done. I'm sorry.
Well,
Okay.
you can check them before they're signed.
Well, it's your responsibility.
That's right.
Thank you.
All right, March 28th.
Okay. You want me to have any other time?
Yeah, 'cause I don't think anyone else has any.
Typically on this, the same as what the other minutes, where it should probably be seconded by whoever, or motion by. and then
Any that are different than
seconded
that?
by, huh?
Any that are different than that?
Well, I know there's one in there, if not maybe more, two. But anytime that if there's a second, it should be seconded by.
Bruce, you've covered
Okay.
that. You've
Okay.
already
Okay.
stated that for the first ones.
Right,
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
I will stick to it.
Okay.
From now on, I spell it with a seconded.
All right. Now, there's some pencil markings that apparently have
Yes, there
been
are
changed,
corrections
and
that I made.
then that
Is
should
that
be in-
okay? I made those corrections.
That should be in the minutes too.
It is in the minutes.
Okay.
They're corrected.
All right. At the top of the sheet, where it says 6 o'clock PM, it should probably just read 6 PM like everything else.
Where it says what?
You have 6 o'clock PM, and it should probably just read 6 PM. And you're consistent to the other minutes.
Okay.
Good God, my.
You think I'm too nitpicky on this?
Yeah.
Oh, then you can just approve it as is and let whatever happens.
Well, she's gonna change them from now on those things, so.
That's good.
All right, anything more on that one? Do we have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the April 4th, 2019 minutes with the proposed corrections that will be made on all future. We'll make a motion as that. The problems that we've had in these different ones will be done the correct way from now on.
Absolutely.
Second.
Charles seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
He seconded.
Motion carried.
Yeah,
All right,
motion carried.
April 4th, anything besides what you had already mentioned, Bruce?
That's the one we just,
Okay.
Oh, sorry, not the 4th.
that's the one
Yeah.
we just did.
Oh, well, we need to do the 28th or something.
No, it's the 4th,
Yeah, we're ready for March, no,
April
we got
4th.
them, I think.
around April 4th.
Yeah, we did, March 28th, April 4th.
Okay, so now April 4th. Any others on those?
Well, I've just got some questions. A couple things. Do we have that Act 1911-801?
Yes, I do.
Can that be
I can file it with
to everybody
Frida.
filed in that?
Sure.
I don't know what that is.
Sure, I should have done that.
Do we know, what's RFQ?
Request for quotes.
Oh, can we spell that out? Because there might be people out there like me that, what the heck?
Sure. So he wants that to say request for quotes.
I mean, you could say RFQ and then parentheses. Because I didn't. Okay, this has more pertaining to you. And I don't know what official you want to be called. If you want to be called chairman, chairperson, chairwoman, chairlady, but I think we need to, she's got chairlady right now, and I don't know if the other ones, they might be chairmen. So if we're consistent, it's up to you what you want to be called.
It honestly doesn't matter to me, but if you want it consistent, then just
I
do
would say
chairwoman.
chairwoman.
I would
Deal.
assume so.
I love that.
Okay, okay. All right, anything else?
Other than the seconded by thing, that's, okay. The only other thing I got circled is, I don't know what paragraph is, because it all runs together and I don't know. But it's, the word "the" should be in, after Darlene Wilson in volunteer bookkeeping, it should be in the volunteer bookkeeping position. You see that, Frida? It's in the middle to the bottom on your right-hand side. Does that read better? Darlene Wilson in, and then it should be the
Oh, okay.
volunteer
Right
bookkeeping
here. So it should
position.
have it right there.
Does that sound better? You don't care?
Okay, anything else? Motion?
I move we approve the April 4 minutes with changes made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any nays? Motion carried.
Okay, Kristen, I need to get you to sign this one.
Are you
Excuse me.
contagious?
No, allergies.
And this
It's got
one.
that.
And this one.
It just would help us if we had the minutes beforehand to review instead of at the meeting.
Okay. All right, so now we're on to, sorry guys, the agenda approval. A lot of it is stuff from last time that we'll come across. Did anybody, I mean, most of you guys gave me stuff. We're already an hour in, so if we add to this, it's going to be quite lengthy. All right, so the next thing is usually our financial report. Right now, since we don't have a financial secretary, I do have bank statements. I can pull them out if you guys want me to read, but it shouldn't be anything that's changed from the last month. Okay. And April 1st, Nibby Desai, myself, and Greg Bess met at the City Hall at 10 o'clock, so just to give you an update. And Ms. Desai was very detailed on everything that she gave, and it's all lined up for whoever that goes to next. And she made it pretty self-explanatory, so we'll have to work that over when we...
And let me say that I have a signed and notarized copy that all of that was done, and it will be attached to the meeting, to these minutes
Okay.
for next month.
Okay, good. So, so thank you for that, Nimi. In regards to finance, let me, got it right here. Sorry, guys. Okay. I have a little bit of a concern, and something that we need to kind of figure out here. I talked to the attorney actually called me last Thursday and said that
This is the attorney downstate?
yes, John Baker
Okay.
called me last Thursday and stated that he had an outstanding invoice, and then had also sent another one. So I did have a stack of mail, so I rummaged through and I looked and I saw, and yes.
Who's been getting the mail at the post?
Frida,
Frida.
and then she's been getting it to me,
Okay.
and then we're packaging it up in order to get it to who it has to go to next, okay? So, he also let me know that, last week, Miss Gamblin had to send him quite a lengthy email in order to go through, with questions. And he said that he needed to tell me because it was quite lengthy, so it is gonna be a pretty good sized bill. When I looked through them, some of these things aren't completely factual. Some of them
Copy.
is wondering from,
Wait, hold up.
What?
When someone contacts him, we're
Charles.
sent another bill just like a regular attorney does.
he sends a bill for any contact that's made to him. And
That's clean copy.
Who approved contact?
Nimi Desai was the contact in the past, and it was approved by the committee, or the commission. When she resigned, then that fell to me as chair, and I told him that I would be the contact.
But you didn't contact him.
I had to contact him about the RFQ, how to handle that.
Contact, and he did.
Why, if we're a commission of one, does any one person, aside from the committee, take it upon themselves to consult an attorney without letting us know what the deal is and then getting a bill for it? I mean, that's not cool right there.
He said in order to not incur a bunch of expenses that aren't expected, that there needs to be one person, but that nobody should feel that they can't call. So it's not out of
Because
line
he's
to
getting
call.
paid every time somebody calls.
Right, but he said that you do need to have just one person so that everything is streamlined. But my concern here is we have an outstanding balance for,
The attorney.
yes, we have an outstanding balance of $344.50 for March. And then for April, we just got another bill for $106. It looks like a previous balance was $585.42. So far, we've spent
Well, what do we owe?
1,040, see, so 42, 106, so 611, $1,041.42 this year alone on just contacting him about
Have we
about
paid
things.
any of it?
Yes. 585.42 has been paid on this last one here, but we still, and this bill was received March 11th, and has not been paid. So if we don't, tonight we're going to have to do that financial secretaries because we got to get him paid. But my concern is we can't just be, we need to figure out what we're going to do on contacting him and everything. We don't want to eat ourselves from the inside out.
No.
Okay, we've got to work together, and when there's a problem or an issue, it needs to be brought to everybody so that everybody can figure out how to make it work. And right now, that's not happening. So, and some of these things on here, nobody asked Mr. Best to physically cut a check or to send it out. So a lot of these things he had to answer, and we're going to have to pay for it. We're going to have to pay for this, even though it wasn't.
Bite the bullet.
Even though it wasn't accurate. So, and then we've got a $106 one here that's due for this month.
Oh, my God.
So, we do have a budget of $4,000 for him. But, so I don't know, I had told him that I would be the contact since Ms. Desai had, but that was not as a motion, but
Well,
you guys had said it fall to the chair, so I had told him if he had any questions to contact me. So, and then, one second, an additional email was sent out yesterday, so that will also be added as well.
Holy cow.
And this one, apparently I'm not doing what I should be doing, so you guys get to pay for the fact that I'm not doing my job right.
Well, I thought we had a discussion back in last month or the month before that there was going to be no more contact with the attorneys unless it's through the chairperson. And I think we may have a motion, we may have gone through that or just general discussion. And now we're finding out that that's not a true statement.
I don't think a motion was actually passed for me to do that.
Do we need one?
We could put a motion in place, but you also don't want to give that much power to one person.
No,
You know,
but-
you want to allow yourselves to be able to contact
Right.
if I was out of line. or
No,
something.
but I mean, any
Right.
of the commissioners can contact that through the
Right,
chairperson.
right. 'Cause-
So whatever information that has to be found out
Right,
on a legal basis goes through you, and the commission can either vote it or you make that decision to send that information down.
right. Well, the way that I look at it is that if something's, say, coming against the commission from an outside source, or say we have something that we don't
Well,
know.
he should contact
Know how to
us.
proceed, then us as a whole, we're like, okay, we need to contact the attorney.
Yeah.
But not, where
Yeah.
this person's not doing something right, this person's not doing something right.
That's
We need
what
to
I
all come
understood.
together, talk, and then move on.
That's what I
What was
understood.
the total, grand total that we owe him?
That we owe him right now?
Yes.
It's a road.
I'll give you a
Yeah.
total.
Smart move.
Yeah.
1 second.
So I don't know. I guess we still gonna have to pay,
360, 50, wait,
wasn't it?
10,
Maybe calculate.
okay, 350.50, and then, no, 450.50. 450.50, plus then he said the email, the long one, is gonna be between 200 and 300. And then the next one, he said that one will not be very much. So,
I'm trying to think here. I mean, a lot of this stuff is stuff that could be settled right here. And we're spending money in the absolute wrong way for nonsense. And there seems to be animosity in different places here. And if we're going to continue the animosity that different people have toward whatever we're doing, that's coming before the people of Hardy.
right.
And we're doing them an injustice by this nonsense. And we've been here an hour and we've done very little except more nonsense. This right here, this is 350, you said?
Between 200 and 300.
Freedom, I adore you. This could have been handled right here. All of that without calling an attorney.
I swear before God, I'll never talk to the attorney again.
I myself don't think that anybody should, I mean, if you have a personal issue and you need to seek an attorney, go see Mark Johnson or whoever your personal attorney is. Not use city money I don't even know what the purpose of this is. It's not cool to me. That's a lot of money right there.
Yes, it is.
It could have went to a number of things. This fellow's been sitting here for an hour. I mean, there's a number of things. I'm scared to spend any money because of this. It's the hardest thing for me not to cuss. This is absurd to me.
So, do we have a motion on the table?
Before we do, I'd like to address one thing here that looks very personal to me. And that's about placing the ad in the newspaper.
Yes, you
Rita?
interfered, Charles.
Can we talk about that? Just you and I here?
You managed to get it in there just 5 minutes, so I'm assuming you talked to Kristen, just as I said, you interfered.
How were you
If
planning
I
on
was
putting it in the
handed
paper?
to me to go ahead and handle it.
How do you-
There's interference, there's interference all the time.
Okay.
Let Mr. Wilson explain why he put that into
Well,
the paper.
yeah, I tried to call you at 11 o'clock that morning to see if you put it in there. Because I went out to the office out there and they were closed, and I wanted to see if those 2 sentences had been deleted. I'm sorry, but I'm just not a trusting person. The deadline for putting things in the paper is 12 o'clock, right?
I know they were
12 o'clock
closed.
Monday.
Yes.
And it was 11. And I called them, and I had to call them because their office out here was closed. They close at 10 o'clock on Mondays.
So you went ahead and called and put it in, thinking that I would
I
have
called
sense
Area
enough,
Wide Media
seeing that they were
and
closed.
asked them if they would read me that notice. And they said they didn't have a notice. And they said, we're putting the paper together now. And I said, can you please hold it? And I went to Kristen and got that notice, and I emailed it to them at 1:48
Yeah, and
practically
exactly-
begging them to put it in the
Exactly
paper.
5 minutes after that, I got mine in.
5 minutes after 1:48?
Yep,
But it would have been too late.
because she told me she could have gotten it in.
Okay, well, so it got in, right? Did we print those for 2 weeks consecutive
We
so
did.
far? So we're
Yeah.
good for now.
We did.
Yeah, but if it hadn't gotten in,
We
all
may
of
not
this
have-
would have been delayed for another month.
Yeah, we don't want that.
And I'm sorry, Frida, but I just
It's
wanted...
done. Can we move on and try to get something really accomplished?
I just wanted to clear that up, okay?
Okay. Are we just going to vote to pay this, or
Well,
as the bills come in?
We have to pay it.
Well,
Yep,
then there
obviously.
should be no motion on it.
All right, well, do you want to pass a motion that I am the contact person?
Yeah,
and-
look, yeah, I make a motion that if any contact with the attorney by the commissioners should go through the chairperson for clearance or,
With the knowledge of everybody,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are one body.
yeah, we are one, that's true. And I'd include that
Right.
in my motion, from here to forward.
Second?
Second.
Now, let me get this down right.
You want me to repeat that somewhat?
I gotta get it.
Okay, the motion is that all contact with the attorney go through the chair with approval of the commission body. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You're sure? That's what you
No, I'm
wanted
not
to-
sure, but that's good
But
enough.
that's what you wanted to say. That's good.
That's okay.
Do we have anyone seconding?
Yes.
I seconded it.
Charles did. Good deal, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll abstain. All right, motion carried. Okay. The next thing is the Lodging Dining Commission position. For this one, we're going to, I've got little things here. We've been asked to do a private ballot. So we'll have you,
Do you know how
yes,
many?
Peter.
You know, if you do a private ballot, then those things are kept as part of the ballot. And the person's name that puts in the ballot is supposed to be on there.
Okay,
So they're kept as part of the record.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good deal.
Now, can you tell
Just
us,
to avoid tensions that we thought we'd do it this way, so.
can you tell us,
Okay, sorry.
Do we
sorry,
write
sorry.
on the back?
Yeah, right here. Sorry, you're getting some of my little.
Or you want to write it on the front? I'll put it on the back.
Whichever one you prefer.
Okay.
Okay, so we have two businesses that submitted their names for the position. Jamie Reuter with Vanilla Cowgirl and Tracy Moore with Smokin' Ricks. They both have submitted letters, which are on file and we read last month. So by now, after a month's worth, we should be able to know what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go ahead and,
Yeah.
you got yours?
Do you have,
Yeah,
I have,
okay.
do you have those letters with you?
Don't sign
I
it,
gave them to you.
right?
Okay.
you
Put
got
initials?
a Identify something.
Okay, and
Okay.
then who's the two candidates again?
Jamie
Jamie.
Reuter and
Jamie
Tracy
Moore
Moore.
or Tracy
right?
Moore.
Tracy Moore and Jamie Reuter.
Okay.
Where's their names?
You want me to write it down for you?
Yeah, well,
Fold them in half.
you got a
stack it
hat.
down.
Jamie or
got a hat.
Tracy.
Yeah, I put it as a hat.
Thank you.
Is that all of, no, Charles got his.
And Mark is doing his. And that you got to keep those tabs, right?
Is this for one position?
Yes, that's for the lodging dining.
Lodging, okay, lodging and dining. All right.
Well, is that the financial part of it? We don't know yet.
Nope, that's just the lodging dining position.
Now, question, whoever gets it, then they have to be brought in front of the city council for
Yes.
approval?
Yes, they
So
do.
it's a recommendation,
That's right.
and then mayor would have to swear that person in at that time, correct?
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 for Jamie and 1 for Tracy.
Okay, 5 for Miss Jamie Reuter
Okay, wait a minute.
and 1 for Tracy Moore. Okay. He said these need to be initialed, guys.
Who said that?
Well,
It's
I
kept,
have mine on there.
it's kept as an official record.
Is that you? Is that your handwriting?
Whoops. Okay, thanks.
Now, we will need an official notice and second and vote for me to make the proper document out to present to the city council, just as we do when we have a new commissioner or a new whatever, because we approve, but the city council has to approve.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
take us step by step, Frida, what we got?
okay, we need a motion.
To recommend to the council?
We make a motion to appoint Jamie Reuter as official bookkeeper.
No,
No, what is,
official lodging.
Lodging,
official
dining
lodging and
commissioner.
dining. Sorry, I was trying to put her in the wrong position. For lodging, to fill the vacant lodging and dining position for the Hardy A&P Commission. I write that whole thing out. And then we have, you made the motion, for instance.
Right.
And Mark Gordon seconded it.
Right.
And then we do a voice vote for that.
Okay.
And I get that typed up and I take that to the city council and they approve it. And then at that time, we ask Jamie to be sworn in. That's the procedure. So that'll happen right away at the next city council meeting. We got a question.
Just need to clarify that that's filling my seat, so it'll be to the end of the term that I will have served.
Right, we
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
identify it as filling the lodging seat vacated by Mimi Day.
It's not for 4 years, it's whatever her term had
It's
been.
going to finish out her term.
I so move that,
Okay, you do that. All right, I'll write that motion out.
you write it out.
How much time, name it, name it.
Oh, I don't have that list.
How much time was left on yours?
I have no idea, I think next year, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think
It's in the book someplace.
Yeah,
got
that's what we got here.
Everyone should, I didn't
That's
bring
fine.
that list with me, but it's on that list.
Yeah.
Okay, so the motion was by,
Bruce, now we need a second.
Second.
Jeff Smith seconds it.
Second,
Jeff Smith already did. But
and that was seconded by Gordon.
No.
Is that right?
Jeff.
Jeff did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jeff did. Yes.
All right, and we should do a voice vote.
And we do,
You
no,
wanna
that's
have
not.
a
Oh, yeah, we already did.
We already did the vote.
Yeah.
So the yes.
We already
vote
voted.
Was,
But you need a voice
Okay.
count on that?
okay. So the motion was approved.
Well, we didn't vote, did we?
And Janie, I will need some information from you for my records to send notices and any other information that's necessary, to send notices of meetings and so on and so forth. And you will need to attend the city council meeting the first Tuesday next month.
7th, I think.
And either Greg or Ernie will swear you in.
Do we need to do a voice call at all on that motion?
Huh?
Do we need to do a voice call on that motion?
This is the vote, this is
Okay.
it.
Okay.
You say so.
Okay, I will have that prepared.
Okay, all right. So the next thing is finance secretary. So, because Ms.
Okay.
Hooter doesn't, she's just coming, we gotta look at this from a couple angles. She's just coming into it. So, do we wanna have a temporary one? Because if she's not getting sworn in for 2 weeks,
It'll be next month for us.
it potentially could be next month, stuff. So, do we want to have a temporary one so that we can get some of this stuff paid?
Why can't
we
you
need to
pay
think
it
about
now?
that.
You got 2 people that sign checks.
Well, we had some obstacles with that this month, so.
Miss Frida says you can't do that. Lawyer said you couldn't do that, I think, wasn't
The
it?
lawyer said you can as long as it's approved by the commission.
well,
So-
we need a vote,
You will-
For what now?
so that we can,
We can sign checks.
and get these bills paid and not
Yes.
incur any more debt
Well-
over.
What she's saying is we need a finance secretary.
Right, but we
I think-
can't do that today, though.
Yep, we can.
Yeah, we gotta make a finance secretary.
We need to do that today, so we can pay these bills.
Okay, here she says, can the financial secretary, when appointed, perform any of the financial activities prior to their position being approved by the council and before being sworn in? And he says, assuming the financial secretary is a commissioner, any commissioner can have access to and analyze the financial records of the commission at any time, regardless of any officer position that they may or may not yet hold. However, unless you have bylaws that authorize or is consistent with the payment procedure approved in January 2017, I would not advise the commissioner to start cutting checks and incurring expenses without authority to do so, being the approved by an affirmative vote at a duly called meeting of the commission. So, if we have a vote, in my opinion, by the commission to move forward on payment with them, then we can move forward. Go ahead, Peter.
I would recommend that if you're in the flux like you are, maybe present a list of what is to be paid to the group so they know what they're approving or not approving. Or else I'm under the impression that the chair also has that authority to act as the finance commissioner.
Okay.
Temporary.
It all depends on what you guys vote.
Okay, because if I've got these bills, so if we set them up for payment, and we put them on the, our sheet, like we've done with the finance,
Yes.
the checks are paid, and then Ms. Frida signs them because she's on the account, then it should be able to be paid if we approve it as a commission. So then we could do that until Ms. Reuter is on the
Don't you
commission.
sign checks also?
I can, but this month was an obstacle with that.
Okay,
I was able to, but we weren't able to.
okay.
So,
So do we need to?
But we can too this month, maybe.
if you guys approve that me and Frida can pay these payments.
Oh, basically, we just need a motion.
Yeah.
To allow you to take care
Of getting these
of the
paid
bills,
before
so we
she
can get
becomes
caught up,
financial
Yes.
secretary.
and then we're done.
If she wants to accept that position.
Right.
I would
Good
make,
luck, Jamie!
So,
I would make that motion that the bill for this month that needs to be paid can be paid by you're both on the record
Right.
that Ms. Frida and the chair handle those bills until the financial secretary can be appointed next month.
Correct. Okay. Any second?
Second.
All right, that's a long-winded one. Can you shorten that version?
Do you want a voice vote on that one?
we might should, just a minute, let me get the rest of this motion down.
Okay. That way the bills can be taken care of.
Okay, and who seconded it?
Charles?
I seconded it.
Okay. Yeah, I think under the circumstances of this being unusual, we should have a voice vote.
Yes?
Bruce?
That's me? Oh, yes, present, yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Gordon?
Yes.
Prue?
Should I abstain?
No, you can
Yes.
go.
Okay, yes.
You can go.
And Gamblin has to abstain, but the motion carries.
You wouldn't have to.
You don't have to,
abstain.
they just told me I couldn't, or
You
didn't
don't
have
have to. I mean, you can do
What?
whatever you
to.
want.
Do you want to abstain, or because you can say yes, they said.
You can yes or no.
Well, it's questionable, since you and I are signers and we're,
But the rest of
I
the
guess we
commission
can
is
vote
basically
yes.
telling you.
I guess we can vote
Yes.
yes.
They've approved
Okay.
it to us.
Okay,
So you can do whatever you want.
okay, motion carried.
All right, thank you. All right, so we'll work on those this
Follow me when I need to come down there.
Yeah. Okay, the next thing is bookkeeper hiring. And we got another letter. So we have the one from Darlene Wilson. We'll read that because she submitted a new one.
And then those two I need for record.
Yeah. This one is from Miss Darlene Wilson. I'm interested in the bookkeeper position you advertised. Enclosed, please find my written qualifications in response to your notice requesting such a bookkeeper able to provide regular bookkeeping services to the commission, to document its receipts and disbursements and its financial transactions, and she includes a resume. Okay, and then this other one is a Deanna Hefner.
Did you say Hefner?
Hefner.
Hefner?
Yes.
H-E-F-N-E-R.
And she did not include a letter. She included her skills, education experience, so basically a resume.
What was her first name?
Deanna, Deanna. Looks like currently she is a manager at Ozark Gateway Realty and also has Deanna bookkeeping and tax.
Give her education.
Her education is H&R Block in November 2005 and then Black River Technical College in December 2004. And I didn't do that with Darlene's. Darlene, 2001 to present, employed by White River Regional Housing Development Corporation, a 501c3 nonprofit organization, as Assistant Director and Project Coordinator. This experience includes all aspects of development and financing for housing projects in the North Central and Northeast Arkansas area, including applications for funding in the form of low-income housing tax credits, grants, conventional loans, and other forms of financing, through acquisition of real estate, coordination of design with architects and engineers, and continuing project coordination during construction and through final closing occupancy. Her summary of qualifications is 28 years accounting and bookkeeper experience, extensive experience with governmental agencies, certified public accountant, licensed with the state of Arkansas since 1991. Yeah, that's the top things there. Okay, so that one goes to, that one, here, let me put my things. Okay, so we're gonna, you guys want to do the same thing for that, I think I heard you guys say?
And make sure you initial it.
How'd you spell it again? D-E-A-N-N-A?
Deanna.
So we vote for one person for the bookkeeping position.
Correct.
Yeah, one person.
Do I need to explain to this?
Wait.
Yes, you do.
Charles,
Yes, you do.
Honey, you can't vote.
Why?
Yeah, give me your thing. I was just tossing them. Yeah, I was just tossing them.
Recommended by the lawyer.
Oh, I don't read that.
Now, this is the wife of Charles Wilson, so he is removing himself from the vote for that reason.
I'm gonna vote for Hefner.
Go ahead.
Well, you probably would.
You want to
She's going to kill you tonight. You're not going tomorrow.
Same thing, guys, vote them in half.
All right. What else do I have to do now?
You might want to proofread all of them. Just to make sure you spelled the names right.
My spelling is horrible, I tell you what. And this is a non-paying position, right? Or what do we have to vote on that too, or no?
Well, we need to probably decide on that. We put in our ad that none of them could discuss pay.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
first, let's,
Five.
Right.
5 of those?
I didn't know.
There's 6, I mean.
Did
There's
you?
5 because Charles can't vote,
Yeah, there
Oh,
should be
okay,
5.
okay.
and that's it.
That's it?
That's
Okay, okay.
I believe part of the thing before was that she volunteered to do it with no pay.
She did.
Right. So
Okay.
we'll have to discuss.
I mean, just remember that, I mean.
Older too.
Okay.
Okay, so Madam Secretary has stated that all 5 votes were for Ms. Wilson. So we need a motion for that, like before.
Let's
Yep.
go through that again, I have to do the same thing.
Same thing. Are we presenting it to council? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, we do the same thing, we do the motion here, approve, so on, and then I'll take it to the city council meeting on this coming, whenever it is, Tuesday. It's the same procedure, and then she will be sworn in there as well.
You write it up.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion. I
Okay,
don't
you
know.
make the motion?
Yes, please.
And I'll second it.
All right, and I'll write it up. the
And
way
you'll write
has
it
to
up
be
like
presented.
last time.
Right.
That'd be good. Thank you. No, you can vote on that one, can't you?
And all in favor?
Aye.
No,
Aye.
aye.
So this is presenting it to the
Sure.
council.
Ms. Karen, did you just say that Darlene Wilson will need to be sworn in?
No,
That's what I thought, yeah.
No.
no,
Yeah.
she won't need to be.
Who doesn't?
Darlene, not sworn in at the
Yeah, she
council.
doesn't need
Oh,
to.
no, actually Darlene
No.
doesn't have to be sworn
No.
in. I was just gonna make you legal, that's all. And, but no, but our
Well,
commission
she's
does.
being presented at council.
I think it's not necessary.
Yeah, it says in here, there's a question in here, if Darlene is hired as the bookkeeper, can, because there was a question, Bruce, there was a question last time about whether we needed an ordinance in place with the city because they're married. And he is saying it's not necessarily needed. If you want to have it in place, you can, but if the commission as a whole deems that it's okay, then you can stand on that.
Well, I think Greg, we had to come up with a.
He was trying to
because
be extra
he was
safe.
working
Yeah.
as.
No. Greg was an elected official.
Yeah.
He was an elected official.
Right,
Yes.
so elected officials are different than appointed.
Yes,
So
okay.
that's why he had to.
Okay.
So she would not need to go before the council.
But we're just going
Well,
to present that to council and they don't have to, no action. Cool.
And since you're, okay, so we're good on that?
Yeah, we're good on that.
Since you brought that up, you guys had mentioned at the last meeting that you wanted somebody to give a brief overview at the city council meetings.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay, which is fine, but that does need to probably be,
I don't care who.
one person, whatever.
You
So
or-
I'll go ahead and do that,
Okay.
and then it's all together.
It's not, it's like taking the minutes and condensing it, so,
But it has to be
the only
very
people that
generic.
know about this is
Ernie
Mark
asked
and
me
I.
down at City Hall the other day if I would give a monthly report,
Oh,
like the
okay.
fire department, police department, and so on.
Okay.
If I would do that. Now,
Okay.
if you don't want me to and you want someone else to,
That's fine, saves me the trouble.
Yeah,
Okay,
he said he'd like to have that done,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it could be either
Who
one
said
of
it?
us
Ernie.
or, you know,
That's
chairwoman or
That's fine.
Frida. It doesn't matter, but someone should.
Okay,
We
but
did-
it'll be probably
We
very
didn't do it
generic.
last month, but
Okay,
Well,
should.
Ernie specifically did speak to me when I went in to see him about the
well, that's
parking.
okay.
And I
It
said,
don't matter.
fine,
Just
it
don't
just
matter.
falls
That's
in
fine.
line with the fire
Okay.
department and all that.
Ms. Wilson?
I just wanted to ask one question about this, and since you voted for me to start. Do we have a date for that? The city council, I don't understand, doesn't have to approve it, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I think,
So I have to start.
I think we need to make this effective immediately.
Okay, I think we should have a written agreement, even
Yeah.
though I do plan to volunteer, I don't plan to charge anything. But I do think we should have a written agreement, and I was looking at the one you had with Greg, so that you could maybe approve that agreement tonight, if you want to make the motion or whatever, we could do that written agreement. Just like Greg's with just a few changes, things that I may not do that he did. I'm not sure if you want me to take minutes, I will be glad to do that if you want me to, but he's also doing that.
Okay. Do you want to put that, you have the agreement with Greg and you want to
Do you
work
have that
that out
agreement?
together?
I couldn't find the second page of it, I had the first page, I don't think, I don't have it
Which
with
me,
me.
I had a copy at home, I didn't know it's going to leave.
Can we make the motion without the paperwork that this is,
That the
immediate?
chairperson could do that, make that agreement.
That is immediate, but do we have to have that in order to move forward with that?
Make the motion that the chairperson has
Make
the
a
authority
motion
to
and-
do it.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
I already have it.
okay, so,
I make a motion that the chairperson
Has the authority to.
has the authority
To enter contract.
to
with-
enter the contract with the bookkeeping position.
okay. A second?
second,
Jeff, sorry.
That was a tie, wasn't it? Who got it? You get?
And
The
his
second?
motion was
Getting hot
to,
here.
Have the
That the
chair, the
chairperson-
authority
I
that
know
the chair.
somebody else was talking.
The chairperson have the authority to make that agreement.
To enter into
Official.
contract with.
Yeah,
Okay, then we don't have to have any special meetings.
correct. Good, thanks.
Okay, and then do you want a voice vote? Or
Authority to,
all in favor?
did I get it all down?
Chairperson has the authority to enter into contract. Contract with Darlene. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Opposed?
Any nays? Okay. Motion.
0, motion carried.
Deal, thanks.
Okay. So the next thing is the chair's stage grant. Mr. Rose, did you have anything more on that with, we got the chairs in, I believe, so that's a good thing.
We're waiting on a quote on the table. Mr. Wilson contacted again from the stage.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a price from Jeff Johnson on the tables, and he's been working on a project in Jonesboro all week. But he said he would give me a price on the tables and also the stage. He's ordered stages for St. Bernard's and one of the big churches in Jonesboro. And he's supposed to give me a price on both of those as soon as he can get time to look them up. I think probably on the tables, they're $99 at Sam's. And I don't think Jeff's going to be able to beat that price. He might, but we'll wait and see. I'll give him another couple of days before I bug him. But the city has a Sam's card, and we can special order them from Sam for $99, or we can have them delivered for $119. But I thought maybe the city might have a trailer we could use to go pick them up, save us a little bit of money.
What kind of tables are we talking? Are we talking these round ones that fold out?
Well,
Or
I can't find a round one that folds out.
Right.
They
Or
don't
can
make- They're not available.
can we go with these long rectangular ones like because there's like 17 out there that the gun club used, or the gun show used. Why can't we go to that type of design? And I think we should save a lot
I
of
have
money.
a question. I understand what you're saying, and that sounds great, but was there a previous, before we came on, did y'all in a meeting select that particular table?
I think that table was the one that was put on the prices and everything with the grant papers.
Yeah, you guys were here
Right.
from the
Yeah.
beginning
So-
on that.
So it was a part, it was
The
written
answer
as
is
part of
yes,
the
and I
grant.
just happen to have a copy of it.
Charles, you got your copy, is that what
Yeah.
it says?
So
Yeah,
that was part of the grant, that we have to have that type of design of the table.
It says round 60-inch tables,
But we want them with the sides down so we have more
right,
flexibility.
well, that's what they are.
Yeah.
40 at $99.98 for a total of $3,999.20. But I can't find a round table that sides fold down. If somebody else can, I'd
So it's-
appreciate it.
Who put this together?
The concept is that,
The
probably the mayor, ex-mayor,
Jason Jackson.
yeah. And that council.
And this was what was presented in order to get the grant.
Yeah.
So how do, they don't
I'm
make
guessing that at the time that was made, there had to be a reason to put that on there.
But
I
can
thought I've seen them
can we
somewhere.
find out
I found them on my phone.
Yeah.
if we
I
can
thought-
substitute with the grant people?
I don't
Mayor's
think they
saying
care.
yes,
They
we
don't care
possibly
what we
could.
do.
Yeah,
I don't see
I don't
why
think
we
the
couldn't
grant people
change
would
it
care.
if we wanted to.
I'll ask for tomorrow if you want.
Let's find that out first, because if we can order more tables for the, a less price to keep to that same grant money amount. And I'm just saying that we got 17 of them out there now. There may be more, but,
The drop leaf round table, in theory, sounds great.
Right.
But when you drop a leaf, unless you're Miss Free size, nobody's gonna sit under that when that's hanging down on you. It's functional for certain things, but it's not gonna be everybody around the table, because the round part's gonna drop down.
we might be able to get 2 tables for the price of the 99.
I think those lifetime rectangular tables are about $100 a piece.
Are they
I think.
the 8-footers? More research has to be done.
Yeah, so you're gonna keep working on that then, Charles?
I'll keep working at it.
Okay.
Work with,
See what
see
I
if we
can
can
do.
substitute.
So the stages, we're still waiting on quotes on.
Waiting for
The
a price.
tables, we're doing a little more research. We got our chairs in and
Lights.
lights. Did we ever find out, that one thing you were talking about where someone would come in and kind of do them, Entergy or somebody?
Yes, it was this is not an exact figure, it's just under 4,000 to do this building,
Okay.
every light, inside and out. And I do have that in paper.
You're talking about just out there or everywhere?
Everything in this.
Everything in the whole
this
building?
particular piece of property.
The LED type of light,
Yes.
the high efficiency.
Yes.
So we need to,
Or they submitted 20 lights at $249 a piece for a total of $4,980.
So
We might as well
we
have
still
them to
gotta
do
do research on that too. And see if we can,
I haven't done anything on that.
right. Okay,
But we do have the grant funds
Yeah.
for that.
yes.
And I asked how long we had to do that, and she said we're within our time. Not a
Okay.
problem.
okay, cool.
Goodness.
Okay, Frida, I kind of forgot that you had wanted to come up in here somewhere. Where in here do you want? Next?
I've got, oh, I said over mine. Well, I've got.
Well, I have you down here, but do you want me to keep going
Yeah,
through
I've
stuff?
got a couple of things that I need to hand out to all of the commissioners that was requested, and I got it together for them. There's why I turned it over. Okay.
We're not doing lights, the LED?
Yeah, if we have Entergy do it later on.
No, it says the display sign out here.
Oh, right, but Ms. Gamblin had
Okay.
said that if she could be moved up further than
Yeah, we
Commissioner
had
Collins. And I had forgotten to do that
question.
Oh,
earlier.
she's in the comments.
We had a question regarding the payment procedure that the bookkeeper uses, so I went back in the minutes, and this was approved January the 9th in 2017. I have a copy of the procedure and the form that was used. And so I really need to go ahead and give these out to you guys, so that everybody can see what, and this was
What is this, procedures for what?
This is that procedure that kept us from
For finance?
This
From
was
paying the
yeah,
payments this last
paying-
month.
Oh, proceed.
And this is the one that had been used since that time,
Okay.
so that all of you have a copy of this.
Okay.
And then I also have, and I need to get these out to you as well. You can read these now a little bit later if you'd like to. These are is the list of accomplishments by the A&P Commission from April 2013 through November 2018.
You pass these out to all the tax collectors?
Yeah. Kristen, did I hand you one of those other forms?
Yeah, I've got one of these.
Oh, okay. And then these will also, did you get yours?
Yeah.
Okay, these will also go to the
Procedures
city
for,
council people who are not here tonight. I will take them to them at the meeting, at the next meeting. But I needed to get those out to y'all because someone had asked for them, and it took a little time for me to go back and research and find the minutes and all that.
okay.
But that really takes care of what I really needed to hand out to y'all. So whatever's next on the agenda.
Okay, thank you. Charles, the LED display sign status and Wi-Fi. and-
We sort of got the runaround on Wi-Fi, but Monica's been handling that, and she finally got a rate schedule with different speeds and prices and everything. And we called the company and to see which would be appropriate for our sign, and it worked out where we can use the lowest price deal that they have. And it's going to be included with the Hardee's Wi-Fi bill with Fidelity, and it's going to be $50 a month.
How much?
50.
50?
And I've
When will
got-
they turn that on?
Supposedly this week.
Okay.
They're supposed to hook it up this week. And I have an electrician who has come and looked at the electrical connections, and he is going to have to, or he probably already has contacted the company to see exactly, they got 3 wires coming out of the sign, and he wants to make sure he hooks it up right. He's supposed to do that this week also.
Does he have to put a disconnect? Is it going to be after the meter that on the pole out there, do you know?
I think it's on the same meter we're on here.
Okay.
That the line goes
But-
from here and
It
there's,
probably should go into a disconnect or
it
something.
goes in, there's another junction box on the back of the little service station.
All right,
And it'll go from there out to the sign.
okay. As long as I can, when do you think that's going to happen?
Hopefully, we'll have both of those things done this week.
Well, it's Monday.
Okay, good deal. All right, the next thing is Hearts of Hardy. Bruce, you wanted to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, let's
We
just
also-
table it to next month.
Okay.
It's too much.
Laura, did you have any update on that at all, or anything that you need to talk about your progress?
No, I talked to Lauren and they don't know the sign this time.
Okay, all right. The next one is the latrine trailer.
Let's table that to next month.
Okay. Let's see. All right, the business directory.
Okay, this is what it's important, so we should probably talk about it. I sent out to email all on the business directory. And so I would like the approvals. Now, Ms. Frieda gave us some information and we tried to incorporate as much as possible on it. I think Biggers we had on there, but I guess the consensus is if the food and the lodging, that they do pay tax, that if there's a business outside the area, they shouldn't be in the directory. So is that the consensus then?
That's what it was previously, because it was felt.
Well, I'm
to be-
asking the commission.
Well, I'm one of the commission,
Okay.
and I can tell you when it was discussed.
Okay,
And it was discussed not to include those who do not collect taxes, because it's unfair to the ones that do.
I see the reason.
And the ones that don't.
So-
And we appreciate the fact that they're right there
Yeah.
by the city, but and
They're
it
not
came up
paying a
at that time,
license.
if we made the exception for them, we would need to include the ones in Ashland.
that's the only exception. I mean, if it's other than the food and lodging, like whatever, religious activities or churches outside the Hardy area, I guess that's okay to be in there. It's area stuff. There's other things. The campground, BB campground, I mean, that was on there from years past, so I don't see that as a problem. So what was sent out is about as up to date as you have. There's one restaurant that doesn't have a license. I was told they're in the process, and I believe that we should probably include them, and that was the cross-eyed catfish.
I have some updates.
Pardon me?
I have an update on that.
Yeah, well, and I got the phone numbers and stuff like
But
that. so-
I talked to him this afternoon, I've got some more update on it.
Okay, if you give that to me, I can.
If we could do that, we should put the hot dog place in there too.
Yeah, it is, they got their license, it is. So,
You need
if
mouth to mouth or how much drinking?
she's okay,
But I have some other things
I'm
on
fine.
it.
okay.
I went over that and, the Spring River Draft House and Grill up here asked to add some things added that weren't. And then there was a question about Bob and Sandy's Barbecue. Are they open yet, or when are they gonna open?
They're going to be opening soon, I don't know if I think they're probably.
In the month of May, is what I heard.
We may have there's a few things that come in on the last.
Well, I know Bob and Sandy's was listed, and that's why I was asking. It didn't, I was wondering if they're open, or do they have a solid date they're gonna open?
I don't know that.
So,
If they're in here, that's, I don't see it right now.
well, I know they are, because I wouldn't have written this down if it weren't, but I don't.
Well, so then you're the only one that looked at this stuff.
Oh, it's on they're on page 2.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
page 2.
Yeah.
I think you might ought to check with them and see if they've really got a firm open date. If they just say soon, that could be like Cruisers was.
He
They're
said he
still
was
closed.
opening
It's been-
in conjunction with the Catfish guys.
Yeah, right, and they're going to be, I guess, shooting
May
for-
15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before Memorial, something like that. I don't have a problem with that. Now, if the rest of the commissioners, maybe we need to take a vote on that, I don't know, but that's basically up to date and I would like to, have someone make a motion that we proceed and I can,
Well, look, may I go over the rest of these that I had?
well, you can send them to me, yeah,
Well, I would like to mention them.
okay. If you want to take the time, fine.
Yes, it's not terribly long.
Okay.
But there's just a couple of corrections here. When you look at these, you can take care of those. The big change is Horton's Music. I saw Dennis just the other day, and he sold his business over there. So all that's going to be a change.
You want to cross
And
that
I just wrote on here, Horton's Music sold, make changes, because I don't know what the people will be doing. So you might want to contact Dennis and see if he can give you some update on it.
Okay.
I think it's still supposed to stay in music stores, just he
It
sold
may
it to
be
a guy.
that the name may change and so on, and I think he ought to make contact on it.
Yep.
Got it.
I don't think and page 11, Heartland Home Care LLC is still there. I don't believe they're there. That looked dark and everything, and I think they may have closed. So you might want to check that one again. And on page 13, Hot Dogs and Blues, and 63 Outpost, those can be listed in two different categories.
Right. Or we can just
you
leave
can
it
put-
as new businesses.
If you list them, no, they should go in the categories, and the reason for that is, if someone is looking for a place to fish and camp, he'll look under fishing and camping, or parks and recreation, as we have it in here. And then you can put the 63 Outposts, fishing and camping supplies. They open at 8 o'clock. They have the same address and phone number as Hot Dogs and Blues. But you put them in dining and add waffle breakfast, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And that gives both of them a tagline, a boost. Page 14, Old River Market is not in business. And on page 14, the Silver Spoon is now open. And they gave me the information they would like put on it. It's their address, phone number, buffet Monday through Thursday, and Friday is the fish
It's open
buffet.
now at Creekside, where you talking
I
about?
saw her at City Hall today. She said she's open. Page 13, Centratel, that is not in service. And then I just talked with the Cross-Eyed Catfish. They will be opening the 14th. And she gave me the time they would be open, their hours. They're going to have daily lunch special, USDA farm-raised catfish, and certified Angus beef burgers. So she gave me that information.
Okay.
And
Can you
and
email
I
that
think-
to me?
Pardon me?
Can you email
I'm
that?
going to give it to you.
All right.
Don't proofread that, please.
Please don't lose it, because that's the only copy I brought.
I'll make a copy.
Oh, there is also a correction on the Spring River Draft. There's a correction on it, but you'll note that the way it's written, it says comfort food, wine, and beer, and that makes it look like it's a bar. And so I think written on there is what she wanted to change it. If it isn't, I've got that in another note.
We want to put 19 beers to choose from? And,
Yeah, she says they have 19 kinds
well,
of beer.
it's a draft house and grill. Are we supposed to do advertising for everyone like this?
Well, that's why when...
That is the draw for them. They have
Yeah,
19
it
beers
is.
on that.
Those beers is a draw for
I
them.
don't
That's
care.
one line.
We won't talk about this today, but this is something that we did in the past.
Yeah.
It's a tour map, and it's kind of cool too. A lot of people like it because
I love that.
you open it up and it shows like where things are on the street. There's another, and then it lists them out on the side. And a lot of people like this. in addition to
I can
the,
take that and match those numbers.
into the directory, so this was really handy
I'm not
too.
going to do that one, but you can assign it to someone else.
Right,
I'll do it.
but see, we can take all the information that you did, put it on our
Right.
website, put it into this, so it's a multi-use thing. But we do need to check into maybe seeing how much it is, so.
I'll do it. This one has 3 things in it,
So,
and so I'll do it, because
We're
I've got
not-
a list of all of them.
we're not going to get our approval to go ahead and get this to print, or with these changes, or we're going to wait until next month?
1 second.
Just playing devil's advocate, I know Biggers isn't on here, but if we're gonna list Minneapolis, Riverside, and
But they're not paying taxes.
are those people paying taxes?
I don't,
I mean, Minneapolis is
right.
almost to Mammoth, but
That's-
they're in the book,
Yeah.
they're not paying taxes. Biggers isn't paying
Right.
taxes, but why aren't they in the book? How do we make that distinction?
If they're in the lodging and, or food that they're actually paying the taxes, the hamburger tax, what we call it, I guess. Then the commission, I guess, is an agreement that they should not be in the brochure. But if you're outside those 2 brackets, like boutique shops or whatnot, then we can advertise area that kind of is somewhat for the area.
So can taxes, is it considered lodging?
I don't know, but we can agree to change that if
That's
we
a
want to
good
put it
question,
in the
but I
directory.
think
It's no
we've
big deal,
read-
it's a stinking directory.
Like, it's like a
Put it
bed
in,
and
the private
breakfast.
community.
Maybe Nene would be able to explain it.
Well,
It's
this
confusing.
is under area attractions, and this takes in one of Bruce, there's something else too. Did you check the events? Did you contact these people with the events to be sure the dates are right?
Yes.
If they're confirmed to do
Yeah.
them?
Well, the only one I couldn't get a hold is the Indians, the
powwow.
powwow thing. I tried like 100 times and it just goes to nowhere, man.
Okay, give me another day or so, and let me see if I can find them, because we want to be sure those dates are correct and that these are confirmed to happen.
Okay, so what?
We can still make a motion if you guys want to do that with that change put in. But are you guys wanting to print more of those? And,
Well, these are,
like, you've checked into before, like, working with them, haven't
Could
you?
we,
Table it until
could
next
we
month.
offer
We gotta get something done.
Biggers to pay to have their ad in there? I know they're not paying taxes, but
No, I
I
just
don't know
say
how they
forget
got cut out right
pay
there.
to place their ad in here.
Well, then we're going
I mean,
into.
she
a whole
brought it, I
different-
know this is
If
going to
we-
get nasty right here, so.
It gets too
But her
complicated.
point was,
The thing is, of course, that would raise the same question of, well, I've got the Pizza Hut, why am I not in there? Well, you can pay to get in there.
Well, yeah.
And,
Yeah, that's a
I don't
hard
know,
count.
that's a little touchy. And as far as these area attractions with many islands and all of these are kind of out, but they're area attractions.
That's what
on the river, so that was why those were included originally. That's for your information.
Yeah, I understand that.
And all. But,
I was hoping that we could get to print, and my thought would be to print up, say, 2,500. I don't know exactly how much she's going to charge exactly, but there is, I think, $4,000 budget for this brochure.
Well, we need to probably get that quote.
well, we got 2,500 the first time,
Right.
and then out of those, I mailed to all of the information
Right.
centers
And you could-
and distributed them here in town, and then we got another.
We may not want to order anymore, we might want to spend the money in this other.
we're also looking at the map deal too,
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
can't blow it all
The
there.
difference with these now is that these fit the requirements for the information center's racks, and the tour maps don't. We did have a couple places that took those. I know Mammoth Spring did, and I'd have to go back and look at my records to tell you who else did. And that's the reason these came out at this size, so that they would fit their requirements.
But they're nice that the business is here when they pick them up. They can be
Right.
like, oh, I'm
Right,
here.
so they can just pick
and go
them up.
here.
But these are very popular. They're that's for sure.
Okay, so what do we want to do then on these? Do we want to have Miss Frida see how much it is to print up those big ones and see how much it is to print those, and then we can kind of know what we're working with?
No, I would go ahead and do these directories because these are very popular and we know that the information centers will take them. So I recommend that we go ahead and have 2,500 of them printed and go from there.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
As is with these changes.
With the
Right,
changes.
yes, with the changes.
Please.
Ms. Desai first, one second.
I noticed that it's Spring River directories, that is actually Hardy directory. If Spring River directory wants to do that, the chamber can do that. It's the Hardy businesses that are paying for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your information always says Spring River Business Directory.
Right now, it's just the logo and it says
Oh,
business
yeah,
directory.
this is what it's supposed to be, this same cover. And not change the name or anything.
No, I don't know.
Well, the reason,
I don't understand what the,
well, it came out, it said Spring Directory.
Spring River Directory.
On your sheet.
On your sheet that you mailed, it says Spring River Business Directory. Look at your cover page. Well, here it is, Bruce.
oh, maybe that's what she, I don't know.
Here, look at the top line. Right up here.
Well, that's from you.
No, that's from you. That's the one
This
that,
is,
honey, you're looking at the wrong, like, let me have it.
I don't, it's confusing.
Right here. Read Spring River Business Directory.
From
That's-
you.
This
Okay,
is way
but we're
was
doing
sent
it
to
this
All
way.
right, so you're just saying that it's supposed to be
It's-
Hardy.
Yes,
Okay.
But this is what we're using.
like this.
so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see no change.
Frida, are you the one that's
I don't
going
understand
to contact about getting these printed?
Well, Bruce, do you want me to take these over to
No.
Horseshoe Bend and get the bid on them?
No, I want to do it, I want to go and get them done. I'm going to bring them here, and I'm going to set them on the desk here, and then I'm done with it, and then whoever can distribute. That's how I would want to, I mean, I put time and effort into this thing, and
You
I
think
just want
I
to
don't
see
know
it
that?
through.
I did this one, I know.
Yeah, I know, it's a lot of work.
That's why I was offered to take them over there.
Mr.
But no, but that's what it was. That
And
just
I
showed
talked
up,
to her that, yeah.
that just showed up, Yahoo Mail that said regarding Spring River Business Directory.
Okay.
But it's this one.
Okay, one second.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
are the Hardy A&P Commission, I would strongly recommend not mentioning any business outside of the city limits.
On anything.
You're the Hardy A&P Commission, you're not
Yeah.
Cherokee Village, you're not the Ash Flat, you're not the Mammoth Spring, you're the Hardy A&P Commission.
So any
If you go-
churches or
if you
anything
go
outside the limit?
If you go up, if you're advertising something, you go outside of Hardy, then you're spending money on something other than Hardy. And that might be illegal.
So taking out the area attractions.
So taking out the area address. Now, if you're in a group, like the Chamber of Commerce, which you can't give money to,
Bruce, leave it just like
unless you have a
this.
contract with them, that's how you can add those two. So there's a chamber that they can go to if they want to be in advertising.
Just leave it
I
like
guess that's up to the
But it's been
commission.
like that for a couple of years.
But I'm saying, the money is collected for the city of Hardy and nobody else.
Yes, I understand.
So if you're spending money on somebody else, somebody can get a bug up their rear end and take it to you,
That's a,
especially if they're collecting the tax.
Is the commission wanting to discuss any, or make a motion on that, or?
No, just, you got a motion on the floor for 2,500
Yeah.
directories by Bruce. And you have it
I
seconded.
think you did that. You made the
Frida
motion.
did that.
Frida did the motion to go ahead and
I did
print
the
up the
motion
25.
and Mark Gordon seconded it. Call for a vote.
Unless there's any other
Oh,
discussion.
all in favor?
I say aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Any opposed?
Okay, motion carried. Go for it, Bruce.
Okay.
With the corrections. Like-
With those corrections there.
Okay, all right.
Because we got those 2 new places open.
Okay, and then next year they can,
Oh, I'll do it next year.
whoever.
All right, moving on.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right, Next is the pocket park.
Let's table that.
Oh, let's
Okay.
table that till next
Thank
time.
goodness.
We've been here 2 hours.
Oops, sorry. And one thing about that pocket park is there's been a lot of ideas put back and forth about that. We may eventually, once we get, them all collected, we need to have a working meeting on that, so we're not sitting here for an hour. Because that's a huge project.
It's a huge, we
So-
may not ever do it, but okay.
Yeah.
I would say agree.
Okay. All right, the next thing is music in Dr. Thompson Park. Where are we at on that?
Music in Dr. Thompson Park is not taking place because I had asked permission and it was granted to have checks cut to pay the bands when they play. And since that hadn't materialized, I didn't want them to have to wait 6 weeks to get their check. So I did not schedule any.
Okay, but we're going to have it.
But I will as
Okay.
soon as I know checks can be written.
Okay, they can
And
now.
I've started contacting a few local musicians to tell them any time other than 11 to 1 on Saturdays that as long as they're not panhandling, they're welcome to put out a bucket
Right.
and play. This whole place is
There
full
were
of
some people
musicians.
down there on a Wednesday,
There
a
was
couple weeks.
music on
Yeah, who
the
did that?
day stage there in front of the Wilson's old station.
Saturday.
Reverb, I think was the name of
Okay.
that band. And so that was good.
Yeah.
Someone just came in.
We've got
and
great
played.
people
were sitting
here, we
on it.
wouldn't even have to pay, so.
Cool. All right, and then Civic Center furniture. Somebody had that was going to discuss
Well,
that.
I'll just told that. I'll just delete it.
You done?
Whatever.
No, I would like to discuss that.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of stuff back there, and I don't think the A&P is going to actually use it. Now, I would say that I would take responsibility to contact this Raven Springs place again and see if they were interested in any of the desks. They did take the 2 file cabinets, and they were very appreciative of that, and whatever decision was made at that time was probably a good idea. And we do have 1 cabinet here that needs to be moved in there. But other than that, the other stuff that's in that room, we should either grab it as A&P and try to use it, or possibly turn it over to the city for, they have an auction coming up in May, and maybe they can liquidate part of it, some of it. The rest of it is, I don't know, the commission's gonna have to make a decision what they wanna do with it.
Ownership needs to be established.
Yeah,
before we-
ownership needs to be
Yeah,
established.
Can
But,
I,
just hear me out first, and we can have some more discussion. As I see it, as a commissioner and council person, the ownership is that the A&P has the first right to take whatever they have and use. And also we can designate that to other communities free of charge. And if Raven Springs want to, and I can check with whoever's down there, and just give it away for free. And then whatever we
Yeah.
don't take as A&P ownership, then the city should be able to have the rest of it. Now, my thought is, if we don't do the latrine trailer out here, that space might be a good space for the bathrooms, if you put thought of it. But right now, we can't use it because it's chock full of used furniture.
okay,
Well,
can I talk?
I'm done.
Frida can probably clear this up, but I was down at City Hall this afternoon, and I went through the city council meeting minutes, and I've gone through A&P, and I found out where the mayor said that the furniture was donated to the city of Hardy.
Amen.
But I can't find anything that said Hardy donated it to A&P. Can you tell us where that is, where A&P actually has the ownership? Because like
They were
Mark
using it for
said,
storage.
Okay,
I think the ownership needs to be cleared up.
I agree with you. Do you remember what month or whenever those minutes were that you saw that?
Yeah,
Because I should have a copy of those, and I would like to look it up.
I believe it was February
It's on the
meeting
internet.
of 2017, as I recall.
February of 2017,
And
that
I
sounds
meant,
about...
I meant to, I thought I had a copy of them, but I don't be able to find it right now.
Maybe, you think it's 2017? Because
Huh?
we're in 2019, it probably was a year ago, huh?
Oh, it was
It would've been-
It was 2 years already?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No, it would have been about a
Whenever
year
they tore
ago.
down the bank.
I know, but we've only had this for
It would have
a
been
year.
about a year ago,
No.
Charles.
a year ago, the city donated it to A&P.
No, that-
No, that the bank donated it.
Because that Dollar General's only
Because
been there.
that's just now. I think it most likely was in 2018. What I would like to do, since you say that you found something in the minutes, is let me go back through the minutes and see what I can find.
I'll
And
email
then-
them to you tonight.
Okay, if you've got it handy, do.
I've got it at
with-
home, I'm pretty sure.
With that, if you'll email that to me and let me do some more checking on this. Now, I do know that there is one really nice cabinet or
There's some coffee machines
showcase,
too.
or showcase there
Yeah.
that Kevin King specifically gave to the A&P Commission.
The Antique Showcase.
It's an antique showcase, so that one definitely, we do know for sure, is A&P possession. But if you'll do that, then let me do some more research on this, and I'll get back to you then just as soon as
I
I
really
can.
looked, and I can't find anything that says A&P actually owns that furniture.
Okay, well, let me look into it in all fairness then, and,
When is the auction?
18th of May.
18th of
Okay,
May.
and we won't be meeting before then,
Well, we can
so.
always call a meeting.
Okay, so there may be one special meeting to discuss that then, guys.
Well, we could do it just for that one thing,
Right.
and do 20 minutes.
I want this.
Yeah.
I did call the construction company and they're very upset because no one ever sent them a list of what was there.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, they're upset because they never got a list of items that were donated back from the city.
Who never got a list?
The construction guy, the bank's not the one that gave it to the city. It was given by the construction company at Little Rock. And he wants a list, and I said, well, I can get you a list when you tell me whose it is. He said, I will send you an email or a letter. It was given to the city of Harding. And he started rattling off a bunch of stuff, and I said, well, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. And according to the city workers, half of it's gone. I have no idea where it was at, I've never seen it. But I'll give you a list of what we got once I find out who owned it, because Brenda said it was the A&Ps, and I said, well, I was told it was the city. So that construction company is supposed to be sending a letter, and it says it was given to the city.
Okay, well, give me a couple days on this, and I'll track down what I can.
I'm already talking about it.
Yeah,
Don't need it, and we'll be sure to clear it out at that office.
Okay.
yeah, then we can,
Or if some city wants it, you know, I don't have a problem. If
Okay.
they want to use it.
when.
So if you guys find out that it's yours and you get that letter, then it's pretty much resolved then, and you can do with it which one, if it's the city's.
If he wants it.
Well, what we would want of it, originally when it was moved, we talked about the fact that we could use it to set up our A&P office, and then possibly the offices upstairs. And of course, time has gone by and it hasn't happened, and now we're not sure. But at least give me a couple days to see if I can track down anything more on this. And Charles, that's interesting you found that. Be sure you email that to me. Okay.
Do I get with Christian when I get this letter? Do I notify you?
If everybody's okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Laura?
Originally, when they went through this and they brought all the equipment or the stuff over, it was for both A&P and the city. They got it as a collective because at that time, they were considering putting the city
Right.
offices in here and they couldn't. So it was basically a storage unit for here. But basically it was divided however we needed to between A&P for our offices and to put the city with offices in the
Okay.
group too.
Okay.
And then when it was changed over, when they found out with the grant money that they couldn't come in here, then they wanted to replace some of the older equipment that was in City Hall right now. So some get really tainted and heat up and stuff like that, so I just want something to freshen it up and be
Okay.
a little bit newer.
Okay, all right, so just let me know then when you get that, and
And I'd be willing to help
okay,
sort, I mean, if the A&P wants some of these display cabinets or printers or desks, one or two or whatever, I'll be happy to
okay.
help in that way.
The other thing, oh, sorry.
Well, the
go
main
ahead.
thing is, let's just, give me a couple days on this, let's see if we can get it settled down to all of our satisfaction and go from there. I really think that's the best way to do it right
Okay.
now.
The other thing is, Mr. Rose said that that latrine trailer, and correct me if I'm out of line on how I say this, but it's against the city's ordinance to put the latrine trailer attached to the side of the building.
The places in this area of
Okay.
the city, this is not the trailer park.
Okay, so,
That
just so
might
you,
make a good idea.
just so you guys know that, I don't know what options are out there for that, but if it can't be put there, then something else has to be figured out for it.
You wanna know how
So-
many water closets and stuff? I have that information too, but you just table it.
Yeah, not the bathrooms tonight. But, so anyway, just so you guys know, because I don't know if that needs to go in the auction too, but I didn't say that out
We'll
loud.
do that next
Freedom.
week.
I just want to let you know, you do not staple on the right-hand side of the page.
Okay, oh, Mr. Rose, did you have anything else you had your finger up?
There was a copier up here that I need back at City Hall.
I think I saw that in that back room back
And I
there.
don't want it included with that stuff in storage, that's very expensive and we need it. in the
There's
city.
two of them up there.
What was it?
I only need that one, they come out of the fair. It was,
There's some on the computer.
yeah, it just needs to be moved back to the city. I don't want it included in this stuff, it has nothing to do with that now.
Okay,
It belongs in the fair.
okay, that's fine.
I have a question then, since we're talking about, yeah, I know that.
When?
Wait, 1 second, let's see.
Who was here in the Civic Center, I think it was last Saturday night, about 8 o'clock. All the lights were on, I could see that the lights were on in the big room. There were no vehicles parked around here, and no, I could not see any people. Does anybody know why the lights were on?
When?
Nobody?
No, why, what?
All of the lights were on. It was about 8 o'clock or a few minutes after when I went by. And it surprised me because I could see, certainly through those two windows over there, that back in here, all those lights were on. And there were no events taking place, no vehicles parked out here, nobody around.
Did you stop to see if there was anybody in here?
I couldn't do what?
Did you stop to see?
No, I was by myself and I didn't want to get out and roll around
In
by
the
myself.
PM and Saturday, huh?
Okay,
I don't know.
So nobody knows.
If I might address that, if you would call the police department next time you see that, they'll come down and check.
Yeah.
They have keys to get in and
City
then,
does.
the police department?
I do.
CD does.
Who all has keys?
That's
the
her.
commissioners,
All of the commissioners have keys, and Ernie and Billy.
Well, I don't know, but I tell you, the lights were on.
Did you come in and turn them off?
Of
Or?
course not.
Oh.
I don't have
She was
any
by
keys.
herself.
So someone did.
Well, somebody obviously turned them off. I was just wondering what was going on.
okay, so we'll move on.
Before we get off that subject.
What?
I have a bill here for rekeying the locks. He missed one, he'll do that for nothing. But we had all the locks rekeyed for $90.
Yay.
And when he does that room, can he push that
Can
thing
you
in there?
do, let's see, you do anything like that?
It'll take two people, maybe three.
Okay, I just want to read this quick. It's from the attorney. He emailed me this.
Another one?
Yes, sir. Well, this was his own thing. That the attached act from this year's legislative session requires that meetings of the commission be recorded for the capture of sound. It also requires that sound recordings of meetings be maintained by the commission for 1 year from the date of the meeting. The effective date of this new law should be assumed to be July 20th, 2019. Please take steps to ensure that the commission is technologically prepared to abide by this new recording and storage obligation by July 20th. Please call with any questions or concerns. And he includes that act. So, we'll need to I'll need to entertain a motion probably to get a recorder type thing or something that we can
$50.
store it. So, yeah, so, but we'll need to do that by July 20th. So,
I make a motion that we the chairperson can get a recorder for
be in
our future
compliance.
meetings. Now,
Is that like a chip in there, card or something?
They'll record 13 hours, so they don't have a meeting. for
Right?
5 months.
So they come out and then we can store them?
You plug in your computer and you just move your file
Okay.
over the computer.
we
Okay.
don't have a A&P computer, do we?
No, but we could probably put them out there with our minutes and stuff like that. Yeah,
No.
okay. All right, good deal. And then the last thing that
Wait a minute, you didn't get a second to vote.
Oh,
sorry guys, it's getting late.
on which one?
You made a motion. Who seconds?
Oh,
it?
for-
Jeff seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Okay, motion passed.
Motion passed.
Go buy that recorder.
Okay. Oh, by recorder. The next thing, Mr. Wilson, he's gonna bring up the event center rates.
Oh,
We're getting a
yeah.
lot of calls now, and we just need to somehow be kind of on the same page of what we're telling people. So he wanted to bring something up about that.
It's actually old business, because I brought this up, I think, 3 meetings ago. But based on past experience, it looks like we've been charging $200 a day for the use of the Civic Center. And there had been some occasions where we charged an extra $50 here and $50 there. I think if we're renting out the Civic Center, we ought to rent it out for $200, and they can use whatever they want to use in the Civic Center. And I did one of these at that meeting and passed them out. I never got any feedback on it, but I've done another one. And I'd like for you to look at it to see if there's anything on here you don't agree with, or anything that needs to be added or deleted. But if you'll notice, there is a provision for special rates. Prorated rates may be available for hour use and individual or limited area use. And just like it was up to NIMI to decide, it's going to be up for Bruce and I to decide if we need to charge them
You're on that
anything
too.
extra or anything less.
So if they want just this front hall, what would you do?
If one just what?
Say just wanted this part?
$50.
$50.
I think we agreed that that was the rate we would charge for just the
Minimum.
Minimum.
Kind of somewhat for,
Yeah.
unless it's a nonprofit or city use,
Okay.
then it's,
I would like it to be different for something that's not for profit.
Yeah.
0, 50, or
I don't
200.
know, we gotta pay the electricity, but it shouldn't be $200.
City pays the utilities.
Right, but we don't really want to like stick it to the
We
nonprofits.
don't? No, I'm like it, no. But I think that's a good idea, Charles. Do we need a motion to revamp these rates?
So we're talking about a $200 a day, I'm in agreement with that,
For the whole facility?
Well,
a case by case on other.
yeah.
Which I think
It's
is
just
what we
like-
already have in place, but at least this is
We have a
info.
request to rent it on the 25th of May for a good nonprofit, but they're using it to raise money. They're gonna have a flea market. So I
Yeah.
told them it'd be $200.
Okay.
But these rates, I think we made agreement with Tracy about
We're charging her $200 a day.
we're going to reduce that because it was like $600 for that whole.
Well, she's doing 3 days though.
Oh, okay, I see, okay.
Okay. All right, so I think we're good with that because it's not really changing anything. We're just kind of refreshing what we were doing.
We're just sort of standardizing it,
Yeah,
Okay.
more or less.
0, 50, and 200.
Okay.
Good deal.
Charles, as you read it and all, continue to give me reports on that so I can put them with the minutes.
All right. Do we have any commissioner comments?
Yes, let's go home.
Okay. Anybody else? Any guest comments?
I have a few comments.
What? No
I'm
way!
gonna speak up so you can hear me, I don't mumble. Number one, that latrine trailer that's sitting down there, that was made up when they had the big hurricane come through down there. That wasn't made up to be put in this park up here, all right? That's why it's sitting over there. It's against the law to put it over here. Now, the pocket park, I don't know if you voted to get rid of it or what, but hey, I'm gonna call the state and find out about the safety regulations on that thing and being inspected, and see if you have to have a licensed architect to design that and check the soil samples over there to be capable of holding the weight on it. And about the insurance that's going to cover the people and the children on that thing. Now, you're not talking about $10,000. You might be talking about $100,000 movement. But I'm going to call the state, Mr. Chairman, and check on the safety regulations on that thing.
Thank you.
I'm sure they will come up and check.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Civic Center furniture, that belongs to the city out here. Not the A&P.
The what?
We don't know that, Mr. Scott.
A&P is advertisement and promotion, correct?
Yes.
We don't know.
Where are the books showing us that you have advertised in books and promoting this city? Where are they at? It's not on television. Hey, you're supposed to be advertising and promoting this city, and you're not going to be, but we want to put a little joint over here. Where is it? Where is it?
Well, we can get you.
I go to Jonesboro and I look at the magazines over there, and I see nothing about it.
Okay, well,
I see Mountain Home in books, Mountain View in books advertising. Where is the advertising?
Mr. Scott, were you here when we took out an ad in that magazine right here tonight?
Oh, even better.
But hey,
Well,
how long ago we vote on this hamburger tax? Huh? If I know that, I'd vote against it.
The money is used for a lot of different things, so we can get you.
Mr. Scott,
I have another question. You're the secretary, she's the chairman, so sit down.
you wait just a minute.
Listen,
You're just supposed to take.
Okay,
Let me give you a list of the magazines in which we advertise. You said we do not advertise in magazines. Give you a list. Ozark Gateway Magazine, Chamber of Commerce Magazine, Arkansas Departments of Parks and Tourism Tour Guide, Memphis Magazine, Southern Traveler Magazine, Acadiana Profile Magazine, Arkansas Motorcycle Magazine, Avenues Magazine, Currentland Magazine, At Home in Memphis Magazine, St. Louis Magazine. These magazines are distributed in the states of Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, Mississippi, Louisiana, East Texas, East Oklahoma, Southeast Kansas, and Illinois, as well as the West Coast. We advertise in magazines.
We're paying to advertise in all those magazines.
We pay for that. That's A&P funds that go into these ads.
It's what?
It's A&P funds that pay promoting Hardy magazines. I just listed them.
A&P is supposed to be for, right?
that's right.
Along with other promotions.
Okay, thank you so much.
Answer your question,
That's
Mr.
enough.
Scott.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
No,
No, not yet?
not yet.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Did you want to say something about the next meeting?
Yes, I have it here. The next meeting is our Memorial Day, so we need to move it, and May 20th, if that looks good for you guys. That's still 4 weeks away because we have an extra Monday here in April. So if that works for you guys, we'll move it to then.
Otherwise, it would have been what, the 30th?
Memorial Day. It'd have been the 27th.
Yeah.
So are you guys all in agreement to move it May 20th?
Yeah.
Okay.
The previous week.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Okay, motion, do you guys want to adjourn or anything else?
Do we have to
Wait
make
and
a
see if
motion?
Mr. Scott's coming back in.
Disagreement. I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Thank you, guys.